kickoff about 5 minutes away, and the Central Washington Wildcats now making their way onto the field. The coin toss is about to take place, and we thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening. We know it's a busy night for college football fans, and we appreciate everybody who's choosing to spend their evening with us as the Javelinas open up their 2017 season at home. And they're also looking to continue what was a 7-game win streak to end last season. And one of the big advantages, as I'm joined by Ian Purnell, Mark and Sarah here on the call, that Connor Smith, we talked about the quarterback battle that Connor Smith basically won. He is the starting quarterback today. One of the advantages he has is that there is some talent back on this Javelina offense, Ian. They bring back Staley Redden, maybe the best tight end in Division II, a first-team all-conference player and second-team all-region. They have Jordan Thomas, who caught passes for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns last season. He has an all-conference fullback in Torrey Thomas, a running back in Nick Pellerin, who ran 568 yards last year, and a junior receiver in Ty Chisholm. How much easier is that going to make his job, having that much talent around him?
Well, as a quarterback, always come into it, first-time situation. You're always comfortable when you have key leaders in those specific positions. It's just going to be up to not only the tight ends in those skilled positions, but his whole offensive line to give him the time and protection he needs to make him be successful back there in the pocket. With that being said, if first options aren't available, he tucks it a run or just doesn't make the rookie mistakes as far as INTs. He's just got to be very careful with the quarterback. But with those, those players in those specific skill positions, he should be very comfortable taking his first couple snaps.
The players just leaving the field following the coin toss, and we are about to get underway. Boy, this is great, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. We're out here, Javelina Stadium. It's about 87 degrees out. Opening Saturday of college football. There's nowhere else anybody would rather be.
Absolutely, and we picked a great day to do it. Hardly a cloud in the sky, not a hint of bad weather, and in what is normally an extremely warm part.
Back to receive for the Hogs, number 1, Jeff Carr, number 5, Kyle Plum. Got the ball for the Wildcats, number 98, Gavin Todd. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play Javelina football! On the carry, out to the 27-yard line, brought down by number 39, Chaz McKenzie. It's in 10, Javelinas. That's complete to number 5, Kyle Plum, touchdown, Javelinas. Connor Smith with the start at quarterback for the Hoggies. First and 10 Hogs inside the Wildcats side of the field. Reception for the Hogs, number 5, driven over and brought down by number 5, Jackson Wedderpop. Nick Tillett around the right side, working hard. Flag on the play. On the tackle, number 49, Billy Greer for the Wildcats.
Holding. Offense. Number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay. Second down.
Pass complete to number 5, Plum. Contact with number 44, Kevin Haynes. Brings up second down and 10. That third down and 10.
The immediate timeout also.
Please direct your attention to the television tonight's guest for the Amish furniture at the outlets VIP seating section are Lewis Bradshaw, Ms. Jackie Collins, Sherry Bradshaw, Lori Russick, and Stacy Collins. Furniture located at the Robstown outlets. Thank you to Amish Furniture for being official sponsors of the VIP seating section. Off to number 2. It's Tillett. Flash on the play. Brought down by number 32, Elisha Aga.
Late get out of bounds on the defense. Number 1, 15-yard penalty. First down.
That dirty flag sponsored by ABC Dry Cleaning and Laundry. Wilson heavily to first down. Ball on the Wildcat 25-yard line. Nick Belrin on the carry for the Hoggies. In on the tackle for the Wildcats, number 21, Sean Ellis. That's number 88, Billy Redden. Brought down by number 5, Jackson Huerta, and number 12, Darian Williams. I got the play.
Offense. Number 9, 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Captain Barkoff brings up second down and 18 for the Hoggies. Smith on the quarterback keeper. Taken down by number 32, Elisha Faaga. Give only a yard, brings up 3rd and 17. Screenplay number 25, Keith Whitley. Brought down by number 32, Elisha Faaga. Number 44, Kevin Haynes. He's up 4th down at 12. This Catalina field goal attempt, sponsored by Phil Neeson Automotive Group. Kick is up. And it's good. With 9:51 remaining in the first quarter, Cavaliers 3, Wildcats 0. up the ball for the Hogs, number 35, Julio de la Garza. Touchback as the ball rolls into the end zone. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball will be on their own 25-yard line. Gentlemen, with that last field goal, the First Community Bank golf cart and launcher going to be going around the track firing First Community Bank t-shirts and trophies back to the stand.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. What's that? No, that one? Yeah.
Under some pressure, ball's incomplete, brings up second down and 7. Intended for number 88, Kyle Schultz, brings up fourth down.
Why is it, if we have it connected, why isn't the headset working? Just try to turn your, I'll log out.
A yard on the return brings up first and 10 for the Hogs on their own 26-yard line. Fans, every time the Hogs score, you get one step closer to a hot, fresh, made-to-order Whataburger. Here the Javelinas scored 3 touchdowns. Fans receive a special coupon offer when exiting the east and west gates of Javelina Stadium after the game from our friends at Whataburger. Cheer on your Hogs. Watch the W's pile up. Javelinas and Whataburger, a winning combination. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, members of SAC, Student Athletic Advisory Committee, are passing through the stands now in the yellow buckets, collecting money for the Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund. Thank you. Jeff Carr on the carry. Pick up of about a yard before he's upended. Brings up second and 9. Pass intended for number 22, Nico Brown. Ball's incomplete, brings up third and 9. under pressure. Pressure applied by number 44, Kevin Haynes. Incomplete, brings up 4th and 9. Back to receive for the Wildcats, number 82, Landon Jones. Flags on the play.
There's no foul up in the play. The player was being blocked into the receiver. No kick catch interference.
Gentlemen, just a reminder, the first quarter of tonight's game brought to you by the Green Jay Bar and Grill, 200 East Yoakum. Join the Hogs every Monday from 6 till 9 at Green Jay for the Halloween Coaches Show. The Hennessy at quarterback for the Wildcats, 1st and 10. On the carry, number 34, Christian Cummings. Tripped up by number 21, Gerard Sanders. Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7. Cummings picks up 1st down yardage for the Wildcats. On the tackle for the Huggies, number 92, Carlos Cuellar. You on the play?
Yeah. Offside defense, number 21, lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty decline, result of the play, 1st down.
Pass intended for number 15, Justin Peterson, falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Devontae Williams on the coverage for the Hoggies. Hennessy on the quarterback keeper up to the midfield strike. In on the tackle for the Hogs, number 95, Brandon Jones, and number 10, Caleb Valentine. Third down, Javelina money down. That's intended for number 15. Justin Peterson falls incomplete. Brings up fourth down. .36, Jonathan Kuhn in the punt for the Wildcat. Accuracy for the Huggies. Number 12, Sean Landez. Off the side of his foot. Bounds at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, Javelinas. And off to number 2, Nick Pilgrim. On the tackle for the Wildcats, number 44, Kevin Haynes, and number 5, Jackson Webcott. The 6 brings up 2nd and 4. Breaks free, finds some room, and picks up another Javelina first down. Timeout on the field. Injury timeout.
Timeout on the field.
Fans, please direct your attention to the north end zone for the Christmas Pond VIP of the game. Tonight's VIPs are our sponsor, St. Thomas Aquinas Newman Hall Center and Chapel. Representing STA Newman Hall are Alexandria Brooks, the general manager, Father Joseph, and director Ms. Nina. Pass complete to number 6, Jordan Thomas. On the tackle for the Wildcats, number 9, Taylor Hasty. Another Javelina first down. Dick Bowen on the carry takes his way for about 9, maybe 10 yards. Flag on the play. First contact with number 44, Kevin Haynes, for the Wildcats. We'll check the flag.
After the play, personal foul on the offense, number 78. That's a 15-yard penalty. And in fact, 78, unsportsmanlike conduct, that's 15 yards as well on number 78. We'll set up 1st and 10.
Two penalties marked off against the Hogs. First down and 10 for the Javelinas on their own 44-yard line. Fans, just a reminder that during the first media timeout of the second quarter, 3 lucky fans will be competing in the Whataburger Dance for Your Dinner contest in the north end zone. Make sure you're showing your Hoggy spirit, and you might be chosen to compete for a $20 Whataburger gift card in the Whataburger Dance for Your Dinner contest. Back to receive the kick for the Wildcats, number 22, Jordan Tufaga, and number 82, Landon Jones. Jones on the return. Now it's going out the 19-yard line before he's corralled. On the tackle for the Hoggies, number 12, Sean Landis, and number 82, Brett Hartel. Before Riley Hennessy at quarterback for the Wildcats. On the carry, number 34, Christian Cummings. Brought down by number 21, Garrett Saunders. And number 29, Nathan Chili. The pass on the flat. Number 15, Justin Peterson on the reception. Down by number 18, Josh Wilson. Brings up second down and 8. That tackle for the Hogs, number 18, Josh Wilson. He's up another first down for the Wildcats. There's Porky's back. Pass complete to number 10, JoJo Hillel. Brought down by number 21, Gerard Sanders. Down behind the line of scrimmage, number 18, Austin Purnell on the carry. Big Brendan Jones in on the tackle for the Hoggies. Loss of 4 brings up second and 12. Pass complete to number 11, Nate Urala. First down, Wildcats. On the carry, number 18, Austin Parnell. Big Brandon Jones on the tackle for the Hogs. Pass complete to number 34, Christian Cummings. Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 15, 15-yard penalty, replay, second down.
That dirty flag is sponsored by ABC Dry Cleaning and Laundry. "15 yards marked off against the Wildcats. Second down, 27. Hennessy on the quarterback keeper. On the tackle for the Hogs, number 10, Aaron Valentine. And number 31, Trevor Moser. Third down, 23. Javelina, money down. Screen pass to number 34, Christian Cummings. Brought down at about the 29-yard line. The tackle, number 92, Carlos Cuellar, and number 7, Braden Robinson. Brings up fourth down.
Kingsville took the lead first on a 44-yard field goal by Julio De La Garza. That came with 9:51 to go in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes later, Nick Pellman broke free for a 56-yard touchdown run, which capped off a 65-yard drive.
With the score,
De La Garza.
Wildcats 0. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Military Appreciation Night here at Javelina Stadium,
and their defense has performed about as well as
stand to be recognized.
We all expected.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are true heroes.
Central Washington has not been able to move the ball on offense so far in the first half. And the Javelinas have been able to take advantage of that and forge a double-digit lead. And this was a good offensive team a year ago in the Javelinas. They topped 50 points 4 times, including a 68-point performance against Simon Frazier, who incidentally will be going to play next week when they will be traveling to British Columbia across the border for an international contest. Fourth down and 14 coming up for the Wildcats. And with the ball on their own 29 is Mark and Sarah here alongside Ian Bernal on the Javelina Sports Network. Thank you again for tuning in on a busy Saturday night in the college football world. This is a 4th and long, Ian, but they're kind of in no man's land here. Too far away to kick a field goal, too close to punt it.
That's right. I guess what the Wildcats are thinking is, depending on what they get right here, if they turn over the ball and downs, it's going to be good field position for their defense.
Riley Hennessy ready to take the shotgun snap with 3 wide receivers. We had the opportunity to introduce the Central Washington offense to you earlier this evening, so we'll try and do that as soon as possible. Hennessy back to throw, looking to his right, under pressure, going to scramble up the middle. Now he's going to throw deep in the left side, caught at the 9-yard line and wrestled out of bounds. With a first down is Justin Peterson, as Josh Wilson was able to force him out, but not after he picks up that first down. And Ian, I guess that gamble makes the coach look pretty smart right now.
Exactly. 4th and 14. You take a gamble. You're on their side of the field, and if that Javelina doesn't slip right there, I have a chance he's able to make a great play. But unfortunately, he's not. Now we have 1st and goal.
Hey, one of those things as a coach, you just kind of throw your hands up. Hennessy in the pistol with Austin Purnell, the lone setback. 2 receivers to the right. Read option, pass right, has a man at the goal line. That is a touchdown for Central Washington. Nate Rauda on a slant play just beat his man inside. A good pitch and catch from Hennessy, and Central Washington on the board, Ian.
Yep, and that was a great play call right there by Central Washington. It looked like a little rub route, the inside receiver running it out, inside receiver running that slant, and it was wide open.
You read my mind, Ian. You're exactly right. It was a rub route. The extra point is Gavin Todd trying to make this a 3-point ball game with 31 seconds. Second quarter, kick is up. It is good. We have a 10-7 score. And the Wildcats with their first touchdown of 2017, it comes through the air. So the early success for the Javelinas, led by their quarterback Connor Smith, and now Riley Hennessy and the Central Washington offense gets their squad right back in this game, Ian.
That's right. I tell you what, it's a little, first quarter, we've got a 10-7 ball game. Both offenses actually have started pretty well. Both quarterbacks look pretty well. Defensive kind of on their heels a little bit, but, we're in for a great rest of the game.
Certainly looks like it. 6 first downs so far in this game for the Wildcats, 5 for the Javelinas. The Javelinas with 77 rushing yards, the majority of those on Pellerin's touchdown run, 27 for Central Washington. The Wildcats, though, lead in passing yards, 81-58. But the quarterbacks have combined to complete 14 of their first 20 passes, which is pretty darn efficient, and no turnovers so far. So if you were expecting these quarterbacks to be flustered in the face of these excellent defenses, that has not been the case. And now Todd getting ready to kick off. He's going to kick it to either Carr or Kyle Plum.
Back receive for the Hogs, number 1, Jeff Carr, number 5, Kyle Plum.
And there's the boot by Todd. A line drive boot towards the sideline. Carr fields it at the 10-yard line on the numbers. Following a block, has a lane at the 20, 25, up the right sideline, needs a block.
Jeff Carr on the return, picked up at about the 1, brought down at the 40-yard line.
But good field position for
11, Nate Rada.
The Javelinas, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Javelinas take over, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
So this drive will start off 1st and 10. Smith with 3 men by.
Put down around the left side, and Nick Pellerian. Pick up over
on the play.
A Wildcat, good point, Ian. There is a penalty marker in the backfield.
And tackle number 1. Max McIntosh, and number 5.
That was Kevin Haynes and Max McIntosh, among others, on the tackle. But
on the play.
It might be coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 65.
And that penalty right there is unfortunate just because, you had a sweep to the left side. Obviously, there was a block on, the far side of the field. And it's one of those situations where, the referee threw it. It was, it was a hold. It was a hold. In my opinion, had no impact with the play, but there you go.
One of those things I said, you can call holding on every play. But in that situation, a costly one on Justin Warren. The second time we've seen the Javelinas run a sweep and have it get called back. And now 1st and 20, and that good field position has gone away in a hurry. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers for Smith, 4 down linemen for Central Washington. Hand out to Penn up the middle, has some room, cuts to the right, just can't get out of the grip of Jackson Huerta, who read the play perfectly, stepped into the hole, and held on for dear life as Pellerin tried to break free. Good play by Huerta. A lot of defenders would have let him slip free, but Huerta made a nice tackle.
Dear life is correct. Looked like a shoestring tackle. He was able to grab the ankle and not let go.
Yeah, Pellerin had 5 more yards there at least if he's able to shake free. Good tackle by the free safety from Covington, Washington. Shotgun formation again. Ball on the right hash as Jordan Thomas goes in motion from right to left. Brown on the right side. Slot left is Devin Milburn. Pistol formation with Nick Pellerin. 4 down lineman again. Canal Pellerin running left. Has a hole. Gets a block up past the 35. Brought down to the 37-yard line by Huerta. And a few of those Central Washington defenders just got chopped down like a couple of big old redwoods on that defensive line.
You're right. The tight end for the Javelinas did a great job coming out and, chopping that linebacker that was, in pursuit to make that play and, gave his running back another, 5 yards, 6 yards.
And that was Staley Redden who had the big block there, 6'5", 250. He is a big fella, has no problem taking on these defensive ends for Central Washington. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 13, but we saw a 4th and 14 converted by the Wildcats. Smith with 4 receivers, 3 men to the right side. Plum, Milburn, and Nico Brown. Pressure being shown. Here they come, 5-man blitz. Pass on a fader out to the left side, and a flag flies in the secondary. And it looked like this one's going to get called on Tyler Hasty. He's pleading his case to the official, but to no avail. It looked like he grabbed the receiver, Jordan Thomas, and wouldn't let him go. It looked like a pretty easy call. I don't know what he's complaining about, Ian.
Yeah, it looked like Thomas, he was getting in his break. He did a little shuffle step to little second move, and on the second move he was held just a bit, and that was enough to get the flag. Obviously, a defensive pass interference. So it's going to bring up a first down for the Javelinas.
I mean, credit to Thomas. We always talk about when there's a penalty with the defender, who the defender was. But in that case, as we get the call, it was on Tyler Hasty. We talk about the defender, but the receiver there, Thomas, made a good move, and all that Hasty could do to prevent the receiver from just blowing past him was to grab him. The result's a penalty, and it's a first down. So give credit to Jordan Thomas for basically forcing that penalty.
That's right. When you think about it from a defensive coordinator's perspective, if he lets him go, it's a touchdown. So
you'll give up that 5 yards rather than a touchdown any day. Two tight ends again in with a single back. Play fake. Here comes the pressure. It's a screen to Torrey Thomas. He's one block. Gets it to the 50. Cutting to his right to the 44-yard line. Grabbed around the waist and brought down by Kevin Haynes.
Looks like we're going to be about 1.5 yards short of that first down. But again, another great play call right there. Kudos to the offensive coordinator for the Javelinas. He's getting. You see the comfortability of the quarterback just growing and growing as his game wears on. The little dinks and dunks, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, they're mixing in the short passes with the long passes. So they always say you want balance, and that's exactly what they're achieving. And great job on that screen. You saw it looked like the entire Washington defense came screaming after Connor Smith, just flipped it over their head for a screen and a 9-yard gain. Second down and 1. Pitch to the right side to Whiteley, trying to get upfield. That's hit at about the line of scrimmage, trying to get pushed forward by Stuart Sanchez. It looked like they brought him down for no gain. His good swarming defense ended up making the play, and it's 3rd down and 2. Actually, it looks like they might have lost a yard on that one.
Lost about 1 on it. Good play call right there. Second down and about 1. You lose a yard, put yourself in another, good manageable 3rd down situation. So,
The first time we've really seen Keith Whiteley, the backup tailback, in, and good pursuit. Good job by Central Washington shooting the gaps right there and stopping for a loss. Smith, hand off to Whiteley, trying to cut to the right, ahead about 1 yard short of the marker, as there were 2 men in the backfield. Bo Banner was one, and I believe the other was number 25, Kyle Connors. Both of them got in quickly and brought him down, I think, just short, and immediately official signal 4th down. So a good stand by the Wildcat defense. You get to 2nd and 1. The percentage on getting a first down in that situation has to be upwards of 90%, Ian.
Exactly.
2 good stops, and it looks like the Javelinas are going to go for this on 4th and 1. A big play. This is a really, you're giving the Wildcats really good field position if you don't convert right here. Shotgun, a pistol formation with a full house backfield. Now Thomas goes in motion to the right. Connor, Smith heading up to the right. Immediately in the backfield, hit is Whitley, trying to get around the left corner. He will get nowhere near that first down marker. A big loss for the Javelinas. And Central Washington will begin this drive on the Javelina side of the field. That is about a 9-yard loss, as the blocking for the Javelinas looked like it just completely fell apart there, Ian.
It sure did. You know what? You just called it, Mark. You had a 4th and 1 situation. Obviously, if the Javelinas didn't get it, it was going to put the Wildcats in great field position. Now they're in Javelina territory, and unfortunately, he was he lost some yardage. So you have 1st and 10, the ball resting just inside the what is that, 47-yard line?
At about the 47-yard line. And I don't have any qualms with the play calling. You run it 3 times. If you can't get the first down, you just didn't deserve to get it. I was surprised they went for it there because it's early in the game, and you're not at the 30. You're at the 44. You give them good field position here as Hennessy in the pistol formation with 3 receivers. Play fake, quick pass to the left, caught by Router, cuts up field up at the 39-yard line, and brought down by a pair of blue jerseys. And Trevor Moses with the tackle, a gain of about 8. 2nd down and short.
We talked about it early on. The defenses for both teams were going to be stout, and Wildcats showed it right there.
2nd down and short. Pistol formation again. Hennessy calling signals. Read option that keeps it running off the left side. He's got a first down. Up past the 30 to the 25. Brought down
picks up first down yardage
by Kuzia Ferebi. With the first, I think there was a hold on the outside as he turned the corner, but no call from the official.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, number 77 for the Wildcats definitely had a hold of that defensive end for the Javelinas, and happening right in front of the ref. Ref just missed it.
Yeah, that's James Moore, the all-conference left tackle, who got away with one there. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Hennessy in the pistol once again. Javelinas ahead 10-7. We are in the second quarter. Hand off on a read option up the middle. Goes Christian Cummings. Taken down after a short gain. And it'll be second down and long. The Wildcats trying to find a way to at least tie the score here. They trail by 3 under 9 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Thank you for joining us. Mark and Sarah joined by Ian Bernal. The first game of the 2017 season for the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the left. Cummings, the running back, and now going in motion from left to right is Justin Peterson. Hennessy looks to his left, rolling to his right. Has some room to run. Passes it downfield at the 11-yard line. Incomplete, dropped by Christian Gasca, who was in between a couple defenders, but should have had that pass. Third down and long.
That's right. Here we come, for the Javelinas. Third down, third and long. We can get out of here with a field goal. Just the defense answers.
And this is a situation where the defensive coordinator, David Brown, likes to bring pressure. So look for blitzing from either DeMarcus Spurlock or Trevor Moses or even Braden Robinson. Any of the linebackers could be blitzing on this play, and maybe even all of them. We'll see 4 receivers again. Hennessy, single tailback to his right is Purnell. Back to 3. Here comes the blitz. Quick pass to his right. Incomplete. A clothesline tackle there on Justin Peterson, who had the ball hit off his fingertips, and a good hit by Gerard Sanders forced the incompletion, but I think we're going to see another 4th down conversion attempt here, Ian.
4th and 10, and great play right there. That right receiver coming over the cross in no man's land, and he's lucky he just got clothesline.
Yeah, Sanders closed on that route quickly. A slant, and the pass was a little bit high. Peterson could not hold on to it, and they converted a 4th and 14 from about this point in the field earlier in this contest. So we'll see another conversion attempt here. Hennessy with 3 receivers. The Javelinas showing blitz. As Hennessy calls signals. Takes the snap, standing in the pocket, looking over the middle. Now under pressure, gets grabbed, and is sacked! Caleb Valentine collects his first sack of 2017. He had 4 sacks last year and a big turnover on downs. So 1 turnover on downs deserves another good defensive stand by Kingsville.
There you go. Great defensive pressure by that front 3 that they were rushing right there. Basically, the QB stepped up in the pocket. He had to get out of it and fell right into the hands of a Javelina defender.
And also had to give credit to the defensive backfield because Hennessy had plenty of time to throw. There was just no one open, and eventually the relentlessness of that defensive line collapsed the pocket, and Valentine gets the sack. Good all-around defense there. Good coverage, good rush. 1st and 10, Javelinas at the 27-yard line. Smith with a single man in the backfield. That's Pellerin, 2 receivers. Hand off to the running back. Cuts to his right, has a hole. Getting around the right side to the 35, to the 40. On the right side to the 45, and knocked out of bounds. Great job down the field, like you said, Ian, by Jordan Thomas, blocking his man 10 yards down the field. And Pellerin, Jeff Carr, my mistake, outran the All-American linebacker Kevin Haynes and brought all the way to the 47. And the Javelinas back in good field position with 8:15 to play in the second quarter.
He sure did. He hit the edge, and the linebacker couldn't get him. Great block down here by the wide receiver, get him an extra 15 yards.
And the defensive end overran that play, and that allowed Carr to cut right up inside him and get upfield for a 20-yard gain. Smith under center, pitch right for Carr, looking for blocking, trying to find a hole, loses the football, but it rolls out of bounds, and a huge sigh of relief breathed by every single person in blue right here. And that was a good job by the linebacker Connors, stepping up, getting his arm inside, getting his arm in and ripping the ball out.
Yeah, like you said, that's a huge break for the Javelinas right there. Now we're going to have a 2nd and 10, and let's see what they can do right here.
Yeah, live to fight another day, does Kingsville. 10-7 the score. The Javelinas ahead of the Wildcats. 2 men in the backfield. That's Whiteley and Carr behind Smith. 4 down lineman for Washington. Play action fake. At throw, Smith under some pressure. Throwing one on the right side for Thomas. Incomplete at the 38-yard line.
Right there, it looks like he just threw off his back foot a little bit as he was in high distress and just out of reach.
You didn't have much choices. Billy Greer and Elisha Paga were collapsing the pocket, and that was just a kind of a prayer by Smith to Thomas. The big benefit in that situation is you just don't take the sack or get intentional grounding. It's still a 3rd and 10 play, which is convertible. for the Javelina offense. 2 receivers to the left. Those are Thomas and Milburn. To the right side, 2 men split out wide. I believe it is Thomas and Redden. Back to throw Smith. Quick pass right side. Caught by BJ Obozu. Brought down immediately for a short gain, and it is 4th down and long. The Javelinas will have to punt.
Little wide receiver screen wasn't executed very well, so it's going to bring up 4th and 9, and looks like this one they're going to punt it and try to pin him deep, play that field position game right now.
Yeah, kind of a low-risk play there with a 4th and 10. We mentioned you can convert some of those, but you're not going to convert them all. And with a quarterback starting his first game, you don't want to put him in a position to force a bad pass and have a turnover.
That's right. As a coach, you're happy with that.
Sam Godinez, 2 punted away. Landon Jones stands back at his own 10-yard line. Good snap. Here comes the rush. Godinez gets it away off the side of his foot, veering towards the Central Washington sideline. And the line judge marking it out of bounds at the Wildcat 28-yard line. That's where they will begin this drive. 1st and 10 as Riley Hennessy leads the offense out to start another series.
Yeah, it looked like that punt just came off the side of the punter's foot and just muffed it out of bounds.
And for Godinez, he is a freshman. This is his first game, so you'd have to imagine some jitters involved with each boot in today's contest. The Javelinas after this game will head to Simon Fraser. That is on next Saturday. And they will follow that up with another road game at Midwestern State on the 16th at 7 p.m. They follow that by coming home. The next home game on the docket for the Javelinas is Texas A&M Commerce at 7 p.m. right back here at Javelina Stadium. So the Kingsville leads this one by a score of 10-7. Mark and Sarah alongside Ian Bernal. Thank you for joining us on the Javelina Sports Network. Or if you're listening live on Wild 105.5 FM, we appreciate that as well. 6:40 to go in the first half. The Javelinas open scoring
there is your winner, Hondo.
With 9:51 to go in the first quarter. Julio De La Garza knocked through a field goal from 44 yards out. 5 minutes later, Nick Pellerin broke through for a 56-yard touchdown run.
Thanks again to
that gave the Hogs a 10-0 edge, but a Riley Hennessy 9-yard touchdown pass to Nate Rowder with 14:29 to go in the second quarter gave us the 10-7 score that we still currently have.
And I tell you what, starting the season off today, we talked about early on in the pregame how defenses were going to be their strong points right now, and you're looking at it right now. You have a 10-7 ball game in the second quarter, and Mark, it looks like we're going to be in for a treat tonight.
It looks like it's going to be a close game all night long, Ian. Hennessy in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 down linemen for the Javelinas. Hennessy handoff up the middle to Purnell, up past the 30 to the 35, breaking tackles to the 40, and it runs over one more defender to the 42-yard line. A gain of 13 for Purnell.
First down.
And it'll be 1st and 10 once again for the Wildcats, who are going no huddle. The Javelinas trying to hustle in a substitute as Hennessy again takes the snap. Play action fake, under pressure, just missing him is Gerard Sanders scrambling out to the right side as Hennessy gets near midfield. As Sanders came in untouched but also out of control, whiffed on the sack, and the result is an 8-yard gain for Riley Hennessy.
Yeah, right there, Sanders, I think he was probably surprised he was untouched. Took a bad angle, went his inside shoulder, and quarterback made one move and was able to bounce it to the outside.
I bet he was the most shocked person on the field. He didn't get blocked. Pistol formation for Hennessy with 3 receivers. Blitz coming once again. Play action fake, bootleg to the left. Quick pass into the flat, caught by Kyle Self. A gain of 2 yards. That looks like it'll be a first down, and indeed, that will be a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. First attempt, 48-yard line. They only needed 2. That's exactly what they got.
Right there, just a little play action. Had the tight end rolling out here to the short field, and easy pitch and catch.
Yeah, well-designed bootleg for Hennessy and Self to hook up for a short gain. Calling signals is Hennessy. Hand out to Christian Cummings up the middle. Breaks up past the 45, makes a man miss, and is corralled by the ankles at the 38-yard line. And he was brought down by his shoestrings by Trey Oliver.
I tell you what, Oliver made a great play right there coming up from the safety position. If Oliver doesn't make that play right there, he's in the end zone.
Hand off again to Cummings. Coming left and brought down in the backfield by Braden Robinson. Charged into the Central Washington backfield and made the tackle for a yard loss.
Braden Robinson.
And it will be 2nd down and about 11 as Purnell comes in for Christian Cummings. Central Washington is going to be shuttling in new halfbacks all night long. Pistol formation, 4 receivers. Hennessy to throw, rolling towards right under some pressure. Quick pass to the right behind Self. And Self got a little bit of a shoulder from Trevor Moses and did not appreciate it, but I don't think Moses cares. 3rd down and long.
And right there, distress out there from the outside defensive end. Tight end had no clue that ball was already in the air.
Yeah, that was just a throw that was the product of a rush. Hennessy just wanted to get rid of the ball and threw it to the closest white jersey he could find. 3rd down and 10 at the 38-yard line. 4 receivers again, 2 to each side.
Pass intended for number 82, Landon Jones. The coverage for the Hogs broken up by number 18, Josh Wilson. Brings up 4th down.
Yard line. The boot is away. Landez showing that he's going to catch it, but the ball rolls out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Landez just trying to distract the opposition right there.
I tell you what, from what I've seen so far with both punters, they look a little shaky.
And both punters wearing number 36, Jonathan Kuhn for Central Washington, Sam Godinez for the Javelinas. But you're right, neither punter has looked like they're at the top of their game right now. Take a quick break here on the Javelina Sports Network. We'll be right back. 10-7 the score. Kingsville leads Central Washington.
Just teasing you to see if you were watching.
Hello, I'm Phil Neeson with Neeson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kingsville. We greatly value the good reputation we have earned over the last 36 years for doing business with honesty and integrity. That's just one reason for our long-term success. But we still have to give you a better deal than our competitors, and that's why we sell more cars than anyone in the area. We want your business at your locally owned Neeson Automotive in Kingsville.
First and 10 for the Javelinas at their own 16. They lead 10-7. 4:47 to go in the first half. The Javelinas with 142 total yards to Central Washington's 108. Connor Smith, shotgun formation with 3 receivers. Tight end on the left side. Hand off to Whiteley, trying to get around the right side. Blocked up really well by the Wildcat defense. He looks like he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And a couple early scores to begin this game. The long touchdown run by Pellerin, the quick touchdown pass from Hennessy to Router. But other than that, these offenses have really been kept in check.
Yeah, they really have. Once again, we talked about in the pregame how coming into the season, both teams were going to rely heavily on their defense to get their quarterbacks going, throughout the first part of the year.
Empty backfield for Smith. 3 receivers left, 2 men to the right. Plum and Thomas, the 2 receivers on the right side with Plum in the slot. Smith to throw. Quick pass to the right for Plum over his head. And he was immediately hit by Jackson Huerta, so that wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. And 3rd down and 10 once again. A lot of 3rd and 4th and longs, and we're seeing a lot of these teams, and they always say the key is to have like a 3rd and 4, have 3rd and shorts, but these are a lot of 3rd and 10s we're seeing come up, and these quarterbacks, any quarterback's going to have a tough time in that situation.
That's right. A lot of 3rd down and long situations, and obviously right here early on, coaches are playing the field position game.
Brown and Plum split out wide to the right with Milburn and Thomas on the left side. Single back, that's Keith Whiteley, 4-down lineman for Central Washington. Back to throw Smith, looking to his left. Quick pass left, caught by Thomas. Is he at the first down marker? He's pretty darn close.
Pass complete to number 6, Jordan Thomas.
I think he's going to be a yard short.
Pickup of 9 brings up 4th
The
and
throw
1.
by Smith made Thomas go to the ground to catch it. If he'd been able to catch that and stay on his feet, it would have been a first down, but having to go to the ground to catch it put him in a spot where obviously he couldn't pick up any more yards, and the Javelinas will have to boost.
Yeah, definitely don't want to go at it 4th and 1, you know, on your own, 25-yard line right here.
Especially considering what we saw happen on the last time the Javelinas went for a 4th and 1. Godinez to boot it away to Landon Jones, who was at his own 35. 3:22 and counted to play in the first half. 10-7 lead for Kingsville. Dropping the punt as Godinez gets it away. A high short punt that's going to come down at about midfield, and then gets a Kingsville bounce, a big old Kingsville bounce inside the 30.
Down at about the 33-yard line, first
the 33.
All right, that's
and boy, disaster there became actually a fairly decent punt.
Tonight's New York Life Insurance helmet
The line of scrimmage was the 25.
Ball
gets to the 33, so
tonight's lucky recipient is
no
Castillo Rubio.
So disaster gives it actually something not so bad.
It sure does. You know, what looked disastrous from the punter dropping the ball, mishandling there to almost being blocked. He was luckily he got it off and took a good javelina roll.
That's the second time Kingsville's
Congratulations
disaster.
to Christina Rubio, and thank you for the work you're doing
Godinez
for
dropping the punt,
Hurricane
still getting off
Harvey
43
New York
yards.
Insurance.
That's right.
And Central
The
Washington
company
comes
you
off the sideline immediately in their offensive set and ready to go. With Hennessy in the shotgun, Christian Cummings, the lone setback on the right side, 4 receivers. First and 10 to 33. And a fake jet sweep hand of Hennessy keeps up the middle. He's got a first down to the 43.
On the carry. Quarterback keeper.
The Wildcats have been utilizing the read option quite a bit, and they pick up a first down right there.
Number 19,
Looks like they're going with a hurry up here. You know, the defense didn't get much rest time, so they're going to see if they can get them on their heels a little bit.
Hey, if you're their offense, why wouldn't you? See if you could catch their defense suck and win. Hennessy to throw. Looking to his left. Trying to throw deep. To the left side. Get open man. Peterson to the 25. Makes the catch to the 15. Breaks the tackle to the 6-yard line. Brought down by Iman Hobbs.
Justin Peterson. First and
A
goal.
gain of 48.
Wildcats.
First and goal for Central Washington. Looked like a slant and go route. Caught the cornerback trying to jump the slant.
Sure was. You know, that's, you know, a great route right there by your you know, that route does not happen, that catch does not happen if that slot receiver doesn't take the safety just up the field for that moment to keep him there, which allows the toss over the head of the corner.
Central Washington looking to take the lead, and JoJo Hillel comes in to run this goal line offense. And speaking with the Central Washington, their broadcaster, they said this is something that they would do once they got first and goal. So Hillel in the game with 4 receivers, Cummings the running back. The Javelinas with only 1 down lineman coming in motion, and now a whistle. And a pre-snap penalty. That was Kyler Uli in motion, but the false start of the tight end Kyle Self. And now Hillel will head to the bench, and back in comes Riley Hennessy.
Definitely right here of the Javelina defense, you want to hold them to obviously field goal. You know, kind of that bend but don't break right here.
And with also 2 minutes to go, and the Javelinas having all 3 timeouts, you might see them use them here to give their offense an opportunity to get points before the half. Especially considering Central Washington will receive the second half kickoff. Hennessy with only 2 receivers going in motion is Self. Hand off to Cummings. Charging up the middle is Robinson. Immediately grabs him in the backfield and slings him down for a yard loss. And a flag is down at the 10-yard line. Maybe Robinson got into the backfield so quick because he was offsides. I'm not sure. I don't know if you saw anything yet. I did not see anything that looked like it'd be an infraction.
Didn't look like anything to me, but...
And they're talking to the Kingsville sideline, which would indicate it's on Central Washington.
Illegal shift. 2 players in motion at the same time at the snap. That penalty's declined. First down.
Of course, you're going to decline that. You take the play with the loss of yardage rather than the penalty.
Second down.
You know, and you know that that penalty right there is unfortunate. You had two players in motion. You know, early on in the season, you're gonna see those kind of penalties. So
that's a penalty. People often get too anxious. They're moving or they're not set before the snap. Cummings The single back in the shotgun. 3 receivers stacked to the left. Gaska and Peterson among them. Hand off to Cummings up the middle. Immediately swarmed by blue jerseys. And Robinson once again, the first one there. 2 consecutive plays. Brandon Robinson showing you why he was first team all Lone Star Conference.
Kind of an odd play call right there. You know, you have 3rd and 10. You got 3 receivers to the left. You know, you have the box is really packed in with the defense, and they're still trying to run that.
I think they figured that the defense might sell out and that Cummings can just go right through the middle as everyone comes up the field. 3 receivers again, Gaska, Peterson. The 2 receivers to the far side. Hennessy rolling out to his right. Avoids Jones, quick pass to the right, bounces to Kyle Self, and he might have had a touchdown, Ian. There was no one out there but Self, but Hennessy under pressure from Jones, just short arm the throw, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, touchdown is an understatement right there, because all he has to do, that's a simple pitch and catch where unfortunately he was not able to complete it.
And a flag just flew down near the goal line, as it looks like an official was talking to a Javelina player.
On the defense, number 21, that's the first of the game. Up the distance to the goal, replay the damage.
And an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Wow.
On the Javelinas. I think that was on number 19, Devontae Williams. And as the official mentions, it's an automatic first down. And there wasn't even anything going on. It looked like he was just talking to the official, and the official threw a flag, and it's an automatic first down.
Yeah, unfortunately right there, it looked like, the corner might have been just asking the official to look at something or to watch it, and, the flag went up.
Peterson in a route, the 2 receivers split up to the right with the tight end Self on the right side as well. 2 tight ends for Central Washington in the pistol. Tight end Self goes in motion, handoff, great option to Cummings, takes it up the middle, and is immediately hit by the Kingsville defense.
Coming up the middle means the hole.
And a short gain of maybe a yard. 2nd down and goal.
Contact for the
Great job right there by the interior of that Javelina defense, just standing him up and keeping him from getting any more yards. Big 2nd down right here.
Sam Sanchez, the tight end, goes out. Christian Gaska, the wide receiver, in. He's slot right. Wide right is Rowder Peterson, the lone receiver left. Handoff for Cummings, right up the middle. Trying to get to the goal line. Looks like he's a yard short, and sure enough, he is. And a timeout call with 12 seconds left by Central Washington. As Cummings was met right at the 1-yard line. I think he was going to be able to stretch across. But good play by the Javelinas to keep him just barely out of the goal line. Now the Wildcats have 1 timeout left, and they can do whatever they want. They can run the ball if they don't get it. They can kick a field goal. They can, every single play call in their playbook is open to them right here.
Yeah, you're right about that. You have 12 seconds. They have 1 timeout. They're probably going to try and run it 2 times. Right here, we're probably going to be looking at, a 3rd and goal with a short yardage inches. Probably, don't be surprised if they just run it in with a quarterback sneak.
I actually agree with you. The quarterback sneak is the safest play call, and you have that timeout. They have 3 quarterbacks who could see action today. Hennessy, Hillel, and Tommy Hayes. Hennessy 6'3", Hayes is 6'4". So they have some big guys under center. Even with guys like Carlos Playoff, Valentine, and Brandon Jones in the D-line to keep them out if they try and sneak it. And it is Hennessy who will be the quarterback. They're going shotgun here with 2 running backs, Purnell and Cummings. Purnell on the right side, on the left is Cummings, and now we get a whistle and a timeout for Kingsville. And why not? You've got 3. You're not going to have the opportunity to use them. You might as well see what they line up in and see what kind of a play call you would like to counteract that and send something new in. 10-7 the score in favor of the Javelinas. 12 seconds to go in the first half. Thank you again for joining us on the Javelina Sports Network. Mark and Sarah, joined by Ian Bernal. The scoring opened with a 44-yard Julio de la Garza field goal with 9:51 to go in the first quarter. With 4:34 to go, Nick Pellerin took a draw play, took the handoff on a draw, and burst through the middle for a 56-yard touchdown in which he was not touched by a Central Washington defender. But the Wildcats answered about 5 minutes later when Riley Hennessy hit Nate Rowder on a slant route over the middle for a 9-yard touchdown. The Wildcats trying to take the lead here before we go to the half, and they will receive the second half kickoff as well. So this will give them an enormous advantage heading into the halftime locker room. Now under center goes Hennessy. Oh, I'm going to guess this is a sneak. Let's see. I formation behind him. Takes a snap. Hand up to Cummings. Dives over the pile. Is he in? No signal yet. There it is. Touchdown, Eastern Washington. Central Washington.
There you go. Just a simple halfback dive right up the middle, and got his upper torso across the goal line.
Yeah, Cummings went airborne on that one. Dove over the pile, and it was close as to whether he got in or not. But both officials kind of locked eyes and simultaneously signaled touchdown. And the extra point upcoming as Gavin Todd comes on to try the PAT. 8 seconds to go in the first half. And the commotion after the play was because of that offsides penalty, which obviously is declined.
Number 98, Gavin Todd.
I tell you what, right there, that's a little bit of a letdown. Javelinas came in, would have had, got at least walked away with 3 out of it. Instead, that huge penalty puts the Wildcats in this situation. They were able to capitalize.
Oh, you're absolutely right. A huge penalty on Devontae Williams, the strong safety. It was going to be 4th down, and not only that, the Javelinas would have had the ball with a chance to get points before the half, but instead, it's a big swing right there as Todd ready for the extra point. Good snap, good spot, and a good kick. So the Javelinas take a 10-0 lead in the first quarter, but they will head into the half, it looks like at least, down by 4 with only 8 seconds to go. And you use the word letdown, and it'd be hard to come up with a better term to describe the second quarter. When you come out and have a first quarter like that where you take the lead, but then go into the half down is really going to put a damper on the mood of Coach Darren Wilkinson once they head into the locker room.
I'm sure that's something they're going to talk about. I'm sure, as the other, 10 players on that defensive scheme right there were pretty down as well. When you have it, you've basically done a job as a defense, and then for that to happen, it's just unfortunate.
It's demoralizing is what it is for a defense, because you get off the field and then a silly penalty like that puts you right back on the field. And it wasn't even a situation, if it was on the Central Washington 20, that's one thing. When it's inside your red zone, it's a whole different ball game. And you put the Javelina defense in a really tough spot right there, as Carr and Thomas back to receive this kick standing at their own 10-yard line. Todd will probably just squib it right here to keep it away from the deep man. Ball spotted on the left hash as Todd moving from right to left in front of us. Line drive, squib kick, hops up high, picked up by Shane Smith at 23, up the middle to the 30, to the 20, to the 33-yard line as he gets leveled and a flag flies. And Central Washington really whooping it up. It looked like Austin Purnell, the running back, was in on that hit along with Andrew Tuffiano. And we'll check the flag.
I tell you what, from this position up here, it looked like there was some helmet-to-helmet contact on that hit.
There might have been, but the flag came from kind of behind the play, near the area where the...
Holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
All right, so holding on the Javelinas, and I would expect just a simple run play to try and drain these last 4 seconds.
See if he's just going to take a knee right here and go into halftime.
Central Washington 14, Texas A&M Kingsville 10. Pellerin, the single setback with 3 receivers. And Smith falls down, hands to Pellerin, running right up past the 30 to the 35, brought down by Kevin Haynes to 37. And that will do it for the first half of football. So 30 minutes are in the books in the opening game of the 2017 season here at Javelina Stadium. And now I think we might have, looks like the officials are huddling about something, and now they're just going to head off
the field for tonight's
the field. So the score at halftime, Central Washington 14, Texas A&M Kingsville 10. You are listening to the Javelina Sports Network.
$100 HEB gift card. Tonight's lucky contestant is George Garza. Good luck, George. All right, George, hit it. It is up, and just a bit short. Tell you what, HEB is feeling a little generous tonight, so George is going to still get a $50 gift certificate just for being a good sport. So congratulations and thanks again to HEB for being a Javelina sponsor.
With Texas grown, buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas Produce Department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Good evening, Javelina fans! For tonight's halftime entertainment, the Pride of South Texas 2017 Javelina Marching Band. The band is under the direction of James Keeley and is led on field by drum majors Laura Angelica Garcia, Monica Lizeth Martinez, and Reden Nájera. Percussion instructor Stevie Sanchez, color guard instructor John Simmons, teaching assistants Edward Moncada, Joshua Hernandez, and Samantha Hightower. Tonight, we want to take you with us on a journey in time and present to you music by one of the greatest musicians in the world. Since his resurgence in the 90s, Santana's popularity and fame has risen more and more. And in 2003, Santana was positioned as the 20th best guitarist of all time by the famous Rolling Stone magazine. Due to his mix of Latin beats and rock and jazz, Santana has won countless awards including 10 Grammys and 3 Latin Grammy Awards. And now, we invite you to rock out with the Javelina Marching Band and the rendition of Santana!
Now, joining us on the field is our very own Javelina Alumni Marching Band. Members of the alumni band have traveled from across the state to join the pride of South Texas tonight and represent over 50 years of Javelina tradition. If you or someone you know is a former band member, we invite you to follow us on Facebook. So don't stop your horn and join us next year. We hope you enjoy the sounds of over 300 combined musicians as they join forces in journeys to nameless hit song, Don't Stop Believing.
There we go. Right there towards the end. Unfortunate that penalty that set everything up for the Wildcats kind of gave them a second life to get that ball in the end zone. But you know what? It goes back to what we talked about early on. We talked about two very young quarterbacks coming into their first game of the year. And I tell you what, both coaches on both teams have to be very impressed. They've held on to the ball. They've made the throws that they needed to, and they haven't made any first-year mistakes. And what I mean by that, they've been under duress at times, but they've done a good job of either, taking the sack or throwing the ball out of bounds or just incomplete.
Now, you mentioned that the quarterbacks haven't made any, first-year or rookie or first start mistakes, and you're right. My issue, though, with the Javelina offense, do you remember the first play the Javelinas ran? They threw a deep kind of fade out down the right side of the 24-yard line. Take that play out, then Connor Smith has completed 9 of 13 passes, 53 yards.
Yep.
When your restrictions are yielding a yards per attempt that are that low, it's going to be really, really tough on your offense to move the ball. We talked about pregame how they might want to play it safe with Connor Smith, not put him in a situation where he might turn the ball over. But in a situation like this, I understand that, but I think you'll agree, you need to be able to throw the ball down the field. Maybe not as much as you would if you had your 4-year starter. You can't keep dinking and dunking because you have to pick up, someone's able to pick up these big games with the ball.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mark. And if you go back to the first possession, like you said, out of those 9, it's interesting to see out of those 9 receptions of 13, how many of those were basically on that first possession?
Yeah.
They did well. They came over the top. First play of the game, which you understand as a spectator, that was probably going to happen. We were going to see a lot of short passes. But you're absolutely right. There's been some receivers over the middle that whether it's nerves, whether it's butterflies, it looks like this he had to let go of.
And this is a team you mentioned in pregame has first team all conference tight end and still the best of the country has not seen a pass in the first half. And how many of the passes that we've seen Connor Smith throw have literally literally just been passing along the line of scrimmage or parallel or behind the line of scrimmage. One receiver's coming in, kind of a tunnel screen they call it, where the receiver's coming at the quarterback rather than going down the field. And if it wasn't for, really, this game would say, if it wasn't for Pellerin breaking one long touchdown run for 56 yards, this would be a much different, you'd have a much different view of this first half.
That's right, and going into the second half, I'm sure, that both coaches are in there. They're going to make adjustments, not only defensively, but offensively. So I'm curious to see if that passing game gets opened up more down the field because, you have receivers that are running wide open.
Absolutely. And you have a guy like Jordan Thomas, who's an outstanding deeper, had 34 catches for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns last season. And
everything that is
you have and also you have to remember, you keep throwing those short passes. The defense is going to take those away eventually. Eventually the defense is going to realize, hey, these guards aren't willing to throw the ball deep. All we need to do is come up and dare to throw it over our heads. And if you're not willing to do that, your offense is not going to have success. And to go over some of the halftime stats, the Wildcats lead in total yards 228 to 185. They've also run 10 more plays. Tennessee is 10 of 19 for 130 yards and a touchdown. Only one sack between these two teams. That was by Caleb Valentine. So both offensive lines doing a good job keeping the quarterbacks clean. Rushing yards, Tamuk with an edge 108 to 98, but we mentioned the passing yards 130 to 77. And Central Washington is going to come out and look to keep the pressure on, Ian, because remember, they get the ball to start the second half as the cannons go off here at Javelina Stadium. As a newcomer to this, I get a little startled by that. You're probably used to it by now, Ian. But what would be your strategy here if you're Central Washington coming out of the second half of football?
If I'm Central Washington, I'm probably going to make a little bit, some defensive adjustments. Like you said, you took the words right out of my mouth earlier. If I'm a defensive coordinator right now, I'm going to play everybody towards the line of scrimmage. I'm going to pack, my guys in the box, and I'm going to make them beat me over the top. You've got a great defense. Obviously, you got a first-year quarterback on the other side, so I'm going to make him throw down the field. Obviously the corners on the Wildcats, very athletic, very experienced. So I'm going to hang my hats on what's going to, basically establish me the beginning part of the season.
Yeah, because you look at the rushing statistics for the Hogs, 15 carries for 108 yards, a great average. But if you're, and I agree, if you are the defensive coordinator for Central Washington, Scott Power, what your goal is going to be is to take that away and say, hey, and you're going to try and make Connor Smith beat you because based on what you've seen in the first half, you probably don't believe that he could do that. Now, what adjustments do you think the Javelinas should be making in that locker room?
I think right now, defensively, they're just going to have to, that's one of those situations where you take that penalty away and, you may be in a 10-10 ball game right now.
You're absolutely right.
So to speak. So right now, your defense has just got to keep playing. They've got to tighten up, read their keys just a little more efficiently. But, right now, quarterback-wise, you got to basically tell your quarterback to have faith in himself, to have faith in his receivers, and take some chances. You're not going to open up this defense if you don't take any chances down the field.
Once again,
you have to make them respect you. You have to make them spread it out and play the whole field. And also on defense for the Javelinas, this is a defense that racked up 46 sacks last year, the best in the conference. They had just one in the first half, and they didn't get the consistent pressure that I know that defensive coordinator David Brown likes to get on the quarterback. So I would expect to see a lot more blitzing in the second half. A little under 5 minutes to go before the second half begins. The score, the Wildcats 14, the Javelinas 10. We're going to take one more break. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to the Javelina Sports Network and Wild 105.5 FM, your home for Javelina football all season long. We'll be right back.
also like to thank New Wave Communications for making Javelina Stadium Wi-Fi accessible. Fans are now able to follow live stats and updates on social media from all your mobile devices. Thank you once again to New Wave Communications. Visit their website at JavelinaAlumni.com. Tonight, please visit JavelinaClub.com/score and give the score. All online donations will go to the Javelina Student Emergency Fund to aid Javelina students impacted by Hurricane Harvey. This weekend halftime in San Angelo as part of the Javelina
74 yards, and I don't know about you.
Volleyball is now 3-1 on the season.
Were pushed back by penalties, and that ruined momentum.
Volleyball.
You know, that's right. And anytime as a coach, you know, you get frustrated when you see penalties like this arise because it really shuts down the momentum of your team, which they were generating. They were jelly early on. You know, it stalled the
drive by Kingsville. They got to the 23-yard line. A hold knocked them back 10 yards. They still did a field goal, but they could have had more. And that's a big 4-point swing right now because you look at it as the difference in the football game.
That's right. And, you know, it goes back. It's first game of the season, so you know some of these penalties are obviously going to have to get cleaned up during practice, and you know I'm sure they're probably going to pay for some of them because you know they're just mental lapses that happen at this time of the season.
And I guarantee you, Coach Wilkinson will be reminding those players about those mental lapses when the team goes through film.
Will kick off
in a day or two.
Because unfortunately, the film does not lie.
Absolutely. De La Garza setting up 35 to kick it deep.
Number 22,
Jordan Tufaga
number 82
is back to receive along with Landon Jones. Jones in the end zone and Tufaga now backing up to the goal line as well. De La Garza, who is all conference at the kicker position, is ready to go, and there is the boot. High kickoff taking Jones into the end zone. He will take that 7 yards deep and wisely taking the 1st and 10 coming up
touchback
for the 25-40 Wildcat offense that ran no huddle in the first half. This is not an offense that runs no huddle a lot, but it was working for them in the second quarter. Kept a tired defense on the field, and you know they scored 2 touchdowns because of it, so why change it, right?
That's right. You know, and it looks like, you know, even the Javelinas weren't expected, but there was a couple of times where the Javelinas defense had to come back out and
kickoff of tonight's game is brought to you by Embroidered Me, with locations at 230 East King Avenue here in Kingsville and 3536 South Padre Island Drive, Suite 12 in Corpus.
Prepare for that.
Exactly.
Hennessy, the quarterback, in shotgun, 3 receivers. Gasca, Peterson, and Rauda, with Gasca, the receiver, on the left side by himself. The deep back of the pistol is Christian Cummings, 2 down line for the Javelinas. Hennessy, read out, so keeps to the left side. He's got plenty of room to the 30, to the 35, makes a man miss to the 40, brought down to the 41-yard line, finally tackled by Iman Hobbs. And that read option gave this defense fits in the first half. A great play call to open it up in a 17-yard game.
You know, right there, the defensive end just bid on that halfback dive. Quarterback saw that, pulled it out, and was able to pick up about 12 yards for a first down.
Yeah, nobody left to stop the running back once the defensive end went for the fake. Pistol formation again with 3 receivers. Tight end on the right side, that is Kyle Self. And now Hennessy adjusts the signals. There's the read option, keeps to the right side. Gets brought down by Trevor Moses as he slides to the 46. Gain of 4. And the read option defended much better at that time. But not a bad strategy by Coach Ian Shoemaker. Make them stop it. If you're going to run it and they're not going to defend it, then run it again. 4 receivers now. Cummings back to throw. Quick pass to the left. Caught by Rauda at the midfield. Brought down 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
Great open field tackle right there. You know what happens in those situations, a lot of people don't realize. You miss that tackle, he's in the end zone.
That's one of the things about man coverage. You're exactly right. There's one guy there to make that tackle. The pass gets caught. Hennessy again in shotgun with 4-man split out wide. They're going in motion left to right is Gasca. Jet sweep hand off to the right side. Trying to get the first down. Gets to the 45 and brought down to the 40-yard line. Trevor Moses on the stop. And that is another fresh set of downs for the Wildcats, just continuing the offensive rhythm they had at the end of the first half.
That's right. Back in the no-huddle, taking the signals from the sideline right there on that jet sweep to the right. And defensive end just couldn't contain.
You're right, Hennessy with Jojo Hillel, the quarterback, coming in motion now. Read option keeper by Hennessy. And a short gain there, defended well by the Javelinas. Carlos Cuellar with the tackle, a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 coming up. And this read option, they are just pounding the Javelinas with this, whether it's on a jet sweep or a simple read option handoff or fake handoff. Hillel staying in the game, split out wide to the right with Rout. To the left side are Peterson and Gasca. That Kyle Self, who's in the slot. Shotgun formation with Christian Cummings, 1 down lineman for Kingsville. And out to Hillel, running to the left side. A pass to Fernandez, going to throw it. Got a wide open man, Kyle Self at the 10. Gathers in at the 5. Makes the man miss and is in for the touchdown.
Wow, you know, right there, obviously that jet sweep to the right side set that play up. You know, from up here, it looked like that what he was going to do. When he decelerated right there, he pops up and he just throws it over the top.
38-yard touchdown pass by Jonathan Hillel, one of the quarterbacks that Central Washington is using in all sorts of ways at Javelina Stadium tonight. 21 straight points, or it will be 21 straight points if Gavin Todd hits this extra point. And you could see the Javelina defense bite on the fake. One of the linebackers was shadowing Hillel and just let stuff go down the field uncovered. Made an easy catch on an underthrown ball. A little spin move and trotted across for the touchdown. Gavin Todd's PAT try is away, drifting to the right, and it misses. So possibly a big miss right there. It keeps this to a touchdown and a field goal rather than having to throw a 2-point conversion in there. But 3 consecutive touchdowns for Central Washington, and they run the no-huddle again. And this Javelina defense has not been able to deal with it so far.
Exactly. You know, going into halftime, you would have thought early in the first half they ran the zone read option. You know, you made some more adjustments to kind of tighten that up. Let your front four really, you know, manage the offensive line. But I tell you what, the Wildcat offense, you know, in that hurry up with that zone read, they're picking 3-4 yards up every time. Third down manageable situations. And, you know, it showed it right there.
Yeah, that was just a quick drive right down the field for a touchdown through a defense that you certainly had high expectations for coming into this season. And now what was a 10-point Javelina lead at the end of the first quarter has become a 10-point Wildcat lead early in the third quarter. That drive taking just 2 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. And Gavin Todd to boot it deep to either Carr or Thomas. And we saw a big return earlier in the game, courtesy of Jeff Carr. Took it back to the 40-yard line. And a big special teams
Back
play would be a huge boost to Darren Wilkinson's team.
And number 6.
Here early in the third quarter, they trail by 10. Todd sets the ball on the left hash, the hash closest to us here in the press box at the top of Javelina Stadium. Todd gets the signal and boots it away. Carr will take it up the 9, up the middle of the field to the 15, now cutting to the right to the 20, getting around the right corner to the 25, cuts up field to the 35, and is knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Nate Rauda.
Pushed out by number 11.
And solid field position again for the Javelinas and Connor Smith.
I tell you what, that's a second kickoff return that the Javelinas run to that right side, and they're really doing a great job of setting up that wedge. And you know, he breaks one tackle and he's off to the races.
And you wonder if the special teams coach Ronnie Palmer is also the defensive line coach noticed something in film study about the way that the kickoff coverage unit functions for Central Washington.
Exactly.
Smith with Whiteley and Pellerin in the backfield. And he's under center. The one man split out wide to the left is Nico Brown. 2 tight ends. Smith, play action fake. Quick pass to the left for Whiteley. Has a man out there to beat. Brought down and slung down at the 41-yard line by Jackson Huerta.
To number 25.
And a quick 4-yard gain. And those are exactly the first down plays you want. 4-yard gain, make these next 2 downs easier.
You know, that's exactly what we were talking about during our halftime show. You know, right there was a great play action. You had the wide receiver, number 22, running down the sideline by himself, but he took the under route.
4 receivers with 3 men to the right, Chisholm, Milburn, and Kyle Plum. 1 man left, that's Jordan Thomas. Shotgun formation, hand off to Pellerin up the middle, fighting through tacklers, up to the 45, trying to get up to the left side, and is just brought down by his shoestrings. Max McIntosh saved probably another 10 yards as Pellerin was just about to bounce outside and get a first down. But a great job by McIntosh bringing him down just short. And now here's another short yardage situation, which we saw Kingsville have trouble with in the first half.
Yes, we did. And, you know, right there, like you said, McIntosh did a great job coming up from the safety position and making that play.
McIntosh, one of the stars of a very good defensive back for Central Washington. Weak eye formation, Thomas in motion to the left side. Thomas, play fake. Wants to go deep here, looking up down the left side for Whiteley. It's just overthrown and incomplete, and it will be 4th down.
Just outside the outstretched arms, but I tell you what, that's a great shot. That ball was put in a perfect place where only the receiver was going to make that grab. So, you know, excellent throw, just came up a tad out of the reach.
And you mentioned during halftime how you have to trust your quarterback and have him take some shots. It's hard to get on from taking a shot right there. That was just really well defended by the Wildcats. Not really a place for Smith to put that ball. The best thing you can say about it is he put it in a place where it could become a turnover.
That's right.
Godinez stands at his 31-yard line with the return man for Central Washington at the 20. I think it's Kyler Uli.
Number 9.
Godinez handles the snap cleanly. High punt and a fair catch waited for by Uli at the 20-yard line. The best punt by Godinez today. A high soaring spiral that puts Central Washington 80 yards away. Now the tough situation about this, Ian, for David Brown's defense is the offense just had a 3 and out after the defense had a really tough possession where Central Washington right down the field for a touchdown. They have to come right back out here and handle this offense again. This is a really tough spot.
Yeah, it's a really tough spot for the defense. Obviously, you know, they came out of halftime, you know, wanting to get off to a better start. You know, like you said, it took a 2-minute, 4 or 5 second drive down the field. And, you know, what's going to have to happen right now with the Javelinas from watching it up here, those defensive ends are really going to have to, you know, set the edges on that zone read option and eliminate, because all the damage is realistically coming on the outside when they hit the edge.
You're absolutely right. They have to stay home, not get sucked in by that fake. And also, what this will do, this is going to test the depth of this defense, because this is a situation where everyone's tired, everyone's sucking wind. You're going to have to use some of the players who maybe aren't your starters because they're fresh. They haven't been out there for all the snaps and compete with the other offense kind of up and down the field. So expect to see some of the backups on this defense come in. Guys like Galen Griffin or Will Pettit, Jalen Harrison, Trey Oliver, guys like Nick Stiff. You're going to have to see the players who you weren't expecting necessarily to rely on. Someone's going to step up and make a play.
You know, they definitely are. You can see, you know, Javelinas right now look like they were just caught off edge to open up the second half of this ball game. But you know, they probably went to the sideline, had a good discussion on that blackboard over there. At least let's see what they come out with right now.
You just hope for the Javelinas that David Brown had enough time
first and 10,
to propose some
50-yard
changes
line.
and make some adjustments. Pistol formation with Cummings again, the deep back. 4 men split out, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. One of them is JoJo Hillel, who's the slot receiver on the left side, the quarterback for the touchdown pass. Hand up to the left side to Cummings, charging into the Javelinas. Cummings gets across the line of scrimmage to the 22 as Brandon Jones came around the backside. That was one of the strengths of this defense in the first half, was the backside pursuit. Tackle made by Josh Wilson, and it forced a quick tackle on that play as the no huddle is alive and well once again for Central Washington. Hillel in motion again. Hand up to him on the right side, grabbed in the backfield by Will Pettit. And that will be about a 5-yard loss.
And that's exactly what we're talking about right there. You know, right there, Will being a defensive end on that side. You know, he set the edge, he stayed outside contained, and he dropped him for a loss in the backfield.
You almost sounded like you with the New Jersey accent. He set the edge. 3rd down and 12 at the 18. Huge play here for David Brown's defense. This is a situation where you'd expect to see some pressure brought against Hennessy. 4 receivers, 2 to each side, both of them stacked. Hennessy to throw, looking to his left, under pressure. Deep ball to the right side for Peterson. Caught on the sideline, out of bounds at the 41-yard line. As the referee, the official who was on the spot, immediately signaled no catch. It will be 4th down and 12 as he almost beat Devontae Williams on a post.
He sure did. You know, he had a great corner pattern right there at the end. He broke it off late. Corner was not expecting that, and if it wasn't for that left foot stepping out of bounds with a catch, you know, he might have completed that one.
That would have been about a 25-yard gain, but instead it is a punt. Jonathan Kuhn with Sean Landez standing at his 43. The Javelinas should get good field position here. Here comes the rush. High punt for Landez, backing up inside his 35. Catches, and now actually lets the ball bounce, and it goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
The 18, about a 50-yarder there to put the Javelinas at the 31-yard line, where they will begin 1st and 10, another crucial possession, trying to cut into this 10-point lead with 10-11 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Connor Smith, you saw him throw deep last time on the 3rd down play. I'd expect to see another deep route here at some point in time in these 3 downs.
Yeah, you would expect that right there in Connor. You know, he's got to basically go off of that throw. It was a great throw, you know, right where you want it. Nobody else was going to make that catch but the wide receiver.
4 receivers, 3 men to the right. Milburn, Plum, and Chisholm with 1 man Thomas to the left. Now Plum in motion from right to left. The Javelinas moving from left to right in front of us. And up to Whiteley up the middle, makes a cut at the 34-yard line and is tackled right there by Sean Elledge.
Inside
gain of
handoff
3.
to the 25, Keith Whitley.
And there were a lot
Picked
of
up about 3 yards.
long down and distance situations early in this game.
the tackle
One
for
of the
the
things that
Wildcats,
made the
number 5,
Javelinas defense
Jackson Westside.
successful and has made the Central Washington defense successful, you're starting to see the Javelinas change their game plan to cut down on those long yardage situations. You expect that to yield some success here as Nick Pellerin in the backfield, single back behind Connor Smith, the 2 tight ends, Redden and Thomas on the right side. And up to Pellerin up the middle, makes a couple of men miss in the backfield, but there are too many pursuers. And brought down at the line of scrimmage is the junior from Houston.
You know, once again, right there, Wildcats defensively, you know, they're basically going to tell the Javelinas, you know, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us over the top, you're going to beat us in the passing game, and you're going to dissect us. You know, they're really stacking the box with that defensive set, and so far, everything that Javelinas are working, you know, is very, very minimal.
Pistol formation with 2 receivers. Pellerin the single setback on 3rd and 8 at the 34. Under 9 minutes to play. Smith to throw. Has time. Deep ball to the right side for Nico Brown. Comes back, makes the catch, knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, make it the 43-yard line. A great back shoulder throw by Smith and an even better adjustment from Nico Brown. Saw the passes behind him, let the defensive back go, came out, made the grab, and got out of bounds at the 1st down.
Great throw, great catch. You know, the defensive corner right there had no idea the ball was in the air. Like you said, great back shoulder throw. You know, wide receiver came back and made a great play, and there you go. You know, Javelina 1st down, something that you want to see out of Connor.
And now they're in Central Washington territory at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 4 receivers again. Brown to the right, Plum with Milburn and Chisholm to the left. Chisholm the wide man on the left side. Smith to throw. Quick pass over the middle, knocked away. Good job by Jackson Huerta, as Smith took an extra beat to throw that pass and then allowed Huerta to jump in front and bat it down.
That's right. That route right there is more of a timing route where that ball should have been released before the break. And like you said, just took that split second longer and allowed the defender to make a play.
Yeah, I think Smith throws it a fraction of a second earlier, but he hesitated, and that allows the defender to make the play. He's rejected. It's a timing pass. It's stop, turn around, the ball's right there, and having to wait for an extra beat cost Nico Brown that reception. Second attempt at 43. Now Thomas and Redden in motion from the left side, from the right side to the left side. Both tight ends with two receivers. Smith to throw. Pressure coming. Rolling up to the right. A flag flies. Down pass on the right side for Redden, in and out of his hands in first down territory. I think the flag is going to be a hold on Nick Pellerin, the running back, trying to pick up a blitzer. Let's get the call from the official.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty from the previous ball, replay, second down.
That's our correction. That is Justin Warren, not Pellerin, gets called for the hold. Second down at 20, and now in come the receivers in Plum and Milburn, and the tight ends go to the bench.
You know, there again, you know, it goes back to those penalties. In the first half, they're penalized 8 times for 74 yards. You know, this is one of those situations you definitely don't want to be in, a 2nd and 20 situation.
Smith and the Javelinas trying to get something going on offense. They trail by 10 with under 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 4-man split out. Smith, quick pass left for Nico Brown. Pass a little bit too far out in front of him and incomplete. Third down and long.
Nico Brown falls incomplete, brings up third down.
Smith just missed the receiver Brown on that throw, who was open on a slant route. But the
on the
two could not
coverage
hook
for the
up.
Wildcats, number 12, Darian Williams.
$8:19 to play. Third down and 20 from their own 47 for the Javelinas. Smith in a shotgun again, a pistol formation. They check that. With 4 receivers. Back to throw. Here comes a blitz. Quick pass to the right side for Plum. He caught it at the 35. He's going to be just short of the first down. That will make this about a 4th down and 2. He needed to get to the 33. And Smith threw that ball under incredible duress. Sean Ellis was right in his face. But he got it off and made a perfect throw for 18 yards.
I tell you what, Connor had some great poise right there, staying tall, making a great throw. And to me, it looked like that corner, you know, got to the wide receiver just before the ball got there. No flag thrown, and, you know, 4th and 2.
Well, even so, kudos to Plum then for holding on to the pass, even with the hit coming immediately. 4th and 2, the Javelinas to go for it. 4 down linemen for Central Washington. 3 men to the left side in Posado, Torrey Thomas, and Saley Redden. Smith to throw. Screen pass to the right for Pellerin. Needs to break a tackle. Cannot, as he's dropped for a 5-yard loss by Tyler Hasty. And another turnover on downs for the Javelinas.
You know, right there, that's already 2 4th downs in this game that the Javelinas don't convert, and it, you know, basically turnover on downs. You know, now you're giving the Wildcats pretty good field position, you know, with the ball resting just inside the 40-yard line. So, you know, hopefully the defense come in and make another 4 and out right here.
Yeah, and Hasty came flying in to nail Pellerin immediately. An interesting play call there. You need to get 2 yards. To throw the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage makes that task pretty tough. 1st and 10 now for Riley Hennessy. Pistol formation with 3 receivers. Hand off to Purnell, and the read option up past the 45 to the 47-yard line as he goes straight up the middle for 6 yards.
18, Austin Purnell on
and another
carry.
2nd and short for Coach Ian Shoemaker's offense.
Once again, you know, that zone read right there picked up about 6 yards.
4.
Hennessy with the no huddle running once again. Pistol formation with 3 receivers. Purnell hands off on the read option, up past the 50 goes Purnell to the 49-yard line. I think he's going to have a first down.
Very close to first down yardage. It is a first down.
There will be a fresh set of downs for Central Washington.
Brought down by number 90.
The risk of beating it at you mentioned the penalties for Kingsville. But watching this Central Washington offense, there has been nary a yellow flag, it seems, in a long time.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Hennessy in the pistol formation again with 3 receivers. This time Christian Cummings is his setback. 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Read option, keeping it as Hennessy to the right side, slides ahead to about the 47-yard line before he is tackled by Will Pettit.
And, right there on that one, the defensive end right there did a great job crashing down. That corner, obviously, out there didn't get off his block to make that tackle.
Well, also good containment, forcing Hennessy to go inside rather than break it to the outside, which is where we've seen them get a lot of their big gains on these option runs. Hennessy facing a defense with 2 down linemen. 2nd down and 8 from the 47 in motion. To the left side, to the right side is Self. Play action fake, quick pass to the left side for Stafford. Into coverage, knocked away, incomplete. As right there in coverage was Keziah Ferebi. And he was with Stafford step for step and knocked it away.
Great coverage right there. Unfortunately, he didn't come out with a pick, but he eliminated it. Big 3rd and 8 coming up right now.
And you could have almost made the argument for offensive pass interference. It looked like Stafford grabbed Ferebi around the head, which makes it kind of tough to catch the football.
That's right.
Hennessy and a 3rd down and 8 from the 46-yard line. And we get whistles and a flag as the snap comes back and hits Hennessy in the face mask.
Flag on the play.
And I think this will add 5 more yards.
70, offense.
And that's an illegal snap on Kyle O'Donnell, the center.
Flag sponsored by ABC Dry Cleaning and Laundry.
3rd down and 12. And probably the best thing about 3rd and 12 for David Brown in this defense, you take away the read option. One less thing to worry about. And Jojo Hillel back, he's going to be in the backfield with Hennessy. 3 receivers, 2 to the left in Cummings and Gasca. 1 man to the right, that's Stafford. Now Hillel goes out to the left side. He's going to go wide to the left. Hennessy to throw. Back to pass, under pressure. Quick pass to the right side, incomplete, but a flag will fly from the secondary. And I think this is going to be a hold on Kingsville. I think they're going to get Iman Hobbs. And at least it looked from here like Hobbs was fighting with the receiver all the way down the field.
Another crucial penalty right here. Let's see what they call.
And this would be an automatic 1st down as well.
The ball be played at the spot of the foul.
Didn't catch the number, but obviously it was pass interference against the Hogs. The ball being moved to the 40 will be where it will be 1st and 10.
Once again, Mark, goes back to the penalty situation. The Javelinas defense does a great job putting them on their heels, and defensive pass interference penalty bails them out.
It all basically goes back to undisciplined play by the Javelinas so far tonight. Hennessy in the shotgun, back to pass, looking to his left, trying to go deep to the left side, has a man open, knocked away by Devontae Williams, as Justin Peterson was the intended receiver down the seam on the left side.
Great job right there, defensive corner right there, staying inside and just timing that jump perfectly to bat the ball out of his reach.
Yeah, with the exception of the one trick play, the jet sweep touchdown pass to Self, the defensive backfield has been good tonight on the long pass plays. They've knocked him away for the most part. The one mess up was just on the trick play to the number 2 quarterback, who's back in the game now and in the slot right. Slot left is the tight end Self with 2 receivers, Gasca to the left and another receiver to the right. Jet sweep fake and a keeper by Hennessy, who is dropped in the backfield by Gerard Sanders for no gain.
Great job right there by Sanders. It looked like he was blitzing all the way from that cornerback position, and it was a zone option read. Quarterback pulled it, and Sanders was right there in his face to drop him.
3rd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. 1 man split wide to the right, that's Nate Rowder. 3 men to the left, those are Hillel, Cummings, and Self, and also slot left, that is Justin Peterson. 1 down lineman for the Javelinas. Look like they're going to drop here, not showing much pressure, as the 1 down lineman is the nose tackle, Carlos Cuellar. Back to throw Hennessy. Looking to right now, rolling right, looking to throw, and gets dropped after about a 1-yard gain.
Brought down by number 41.
By Tommy Chavez.
Brings up 4th and 9.
It will be 4th down and 9.
Great job right there by the Javelina defense coming in,
You know, big third down conversion right there. That's another great open field tackle. You know, because you think about it, he makes one man miss, and you know he picks up a first down.
For the Huggies, number 12, Sean Landis.
Landez back to receive this punt. And Jonathan Kuhn will boot it deep. Kuhn standing at his own 49, kicks a high, trying to say coffin corner punt to the left side. Ball bounces to the 7, takes a javelina bounce to the 11, and now bounces back in the other direction of the end zone, down at the 8-yard line.
First and 10 javelinas on their own 9.
And Kevin Haynes, the All-American linebacker, there to catch it and pin Kingsville deep. 20-10 the score in favor of Central Washington. 4:01 to play in the third quarter. You are listening to the Javelina Sports Network.
This is Mike Shaw with a very special announcement.
FM Live in Corpus Christi. We'll be right back for more Javelina
If it's got my name on it,
after this.
you've got my word on it. We stocked up on all our best sellers, and they're all on sale. Don't make a $1,000 mistake. If you're even thinking about buying Shop Shaw first, right now at Mike Shaw Toyota. Come join the Shaw family and save thousands. See Mike Shaw Toyota in Corpus Christi today. In store or online, we always save you money.
Blake Bullet Ford and Beeville is your one-stop source for transportation to all the Javelina games. For Focus, of course. Fusion, absolutely. For Escape, we've got a Ford Explorer Expedition. It's your next best ride. Trucks, ask the coach. He's driving that 154 by 430 right now. From Blake Bullet Ford. Looking for a tough truck? Trust a Javelina to find you for you. It's a Ford F-150 from Blake Bullet Ford. Just up the road in Beeville, Texas.
First and 10 for the Javelinas deep in their own territory at their own 9. Connor Smith under center with Nick Pellerin, the tailback. Pellerin gets a handoff running left, tackled by Sean Ellerby. After no gain, Sean Elledge, excuse me. At the line of scrimmage, it'll be 2nd down and 10. And give credit to the Central Washington defense with the exception of 1 or 2 plays.
Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, I was just
since those first 10 points the Javelinas have scored, they have shut down this offense. As Smith opens with 5 receivers, 3 to the right, including Pellerin, who's split wide right, and 2 to the left. Those are Milburn and the deep threat Jordan Thomas. Smith to throw. Back to pass, throwing over the middle. Diving catch by Thomas to 25. That is a first down. And those are the kind of throws you expect to see from Connor Smith.
That's right. You know, once again, Connor, great poise back there. You know, stepped into the pocket, delivered a bullet. Once again, the receiver made an outstanding catch over the middle. You know, all it's going to do is give the kid confidence to keep throwing down the field.
And that's exactly what the Javelinas are going to need if they're going to come back in this football game. They're going to need Smith to throw the ball well and also throw it down the field. Pistol formation, Pellerin the lone setback with 4 receivers. 4-down lineman for Central Washington and a nickel. Smith, quick pass to the left for Kyle Plum, hit immediately at the 25-yard line, might have gained a yard. And now a player is down for Central Washington on the far side of the field. I think it's Jackson Huerta, who's sitting on the arrow with the 40-yard line on the far side that's pointing towards the Javelina end zone. And Huerta, who's had a good game, is also a senior and a all-conference first-team selection last year. Would be a big loss for Scott Powers' defense.
You know, definitely one of the catalysts of that defense, and you hate to see an injury like this or a player go down so early in the season or at all.
I think it's actually my mistake. I think it's actually Tyler Hasty, number 9, not number 5, who is coming off, and that is exactly who is Hasty, the starting strong safety from Bellevue, Washington, is hustling off under his own power, so he looks like he is okay.
Always a good sign.
Absolutely. Having see a player come off under their own power, always better than any other circumstance. in that situation. 2nd and 10 for the Javelinas. Trying to get something going on offense. They trail 20-10
for the Hoggies
with 2:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Smith back to throw. Good protection. Deep ball, right side. Trying to hit B.J. Obozu, but the ball flies out of bounds.
Yeah, that was just one of those. Looked like it got away from Connor a little bit. Just sailed over, over his head. It was going to bring him a 3rd down and about 8. Needed for first.
Yeah, Obozu was one-on-one down the right side, but Smith, as you said, put a little bit too much juice on that one. And now it's 3rd down, and the scoreboard calls it 7. I could have sworn that it was going to be 3rd down and 10, but the ball is spotted at the 27-yard line. 3rd and 7 with 2.5 minutes to play. Shotgun formation. In motion from left to right is Kyle Plum. Smith in the pocket. Here comes the pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Avoids one defender and is finally brought down at about the line of scrimmage by James Fakema.
Quarterback scramble brought down.
Yeah, and right there, that's just a coverage sack. Great defense down the field by the Wildcat secondary, just keeping everybody contained. And 4th down, great job by Connor not releasing that ball and taking a turnover.
Javelinas in the punt.
And another punt as Godinez to boot it deep to Landon Jones. And this has really been a tough last 2 quarters for Darren Wilkinson's offense. The defense is keeping them in this game as they only trail by 10. Godinez, as flags fly on the snap, I expect a false start, and indeed that is the signal from the head linesman.
Once again, one of those pesky penalties.
False start, offense, number 30, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And they get the defensive back, Keziah Ferebi. And however far this punt goes, just take 5 yards off of it, and that's the effect of this of the flag.
Looks like the Wildcats here are going to possibly get themselves into some great field position.
They have 6 down linemen, so they might be coming after Godinez, who did drop a punt earlier and just barely got that one away. Now, 2 more men come to the line. Here comes the rush. Godinez catches it and gets it away. A line drive punt to Jones, who is drilled as the ball hits off at the 46, picked up by Central Washington at the 46, and that is where they will start this drive. Good Johnny on the spot play by Isaiah Williams, as after Jones got waffled, he was able to pick up the football and prevent a turnover.
Mark, right there, waffled is an understatement. That was great timing, didn't get within that halo, timed it perfect, and I tell you what, I'm really surprised that returner was able to get it up, and he's a little woozy right now.
I don't know why he didn't just call a fair catch. A punt like that's a line drive. The coverage team, especially when you're trying for a block, is going to get to you quick. But yeah, Williams, the hit came at the perfect time.
The loudest.
And Will Pettit was a little shaken up, helped off the field.
Looks like he's getting checked out right now by the trainer.
1st and 10 at their own 46 for Central Washington. A 20-10 lead for the Wildcats. Thank you for joining us for the opening contest of 2017. My name is Mark Conserva, joined by my color man, Ian Bernal. As Hennessy lines up the offense with 2 tight ends and 2 receivers, 1 on each side. The deep man with the pistol is Christian Cummings. 3 down linemen for the Javelinas. Read option, keeping it going out to the left is Hennessy trying to get around the corner. Makes a miss with a stiff arm and gets out of bounds at the 46. Then is leveled and a flag flies. And Hennessy gets up. Gets up more than a little bit upset as tack on 15 yards to what was about a 9-yard gain anyway.
9-yard gain again. Once again, goes back. The defensive ends have really they have to set the edge on this zone read. Right there, defensive end just gets sucked in. Quarterback pulls it out, and then some extracurricular activity after the play is going to set up another unsportsmanlike conduct and another 15 yards for 1st down.
Well, it looked like the edge was set on that play. Hennessy had to go around 2 players, but he just stiff-armed, I think it was Peyton Tilley on the corner. And the penalty is called on Junior Henderson, one of the safeties for Kingsville. But it looked like the corner was set. Hennessy just put a stiff arm on Tilley and was able to get around him and turn up the field. And what could have been no gain ends up being a 24-yard gain when you add the penalty. So 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. with the clock ticking down towards a minute to go in the third quarter, and Central Washington with another score on its mind. Hennessy in the pistol. Cummings, the deep man, is showing blitz off the edge. Are the Javelinas. Hennessy, read option, hand up to Cummings up the middle, makes him a miss to the 25, down to the 22-yard line.
34, Christian Cummings on the carry.
And that's an 8-yard gain. And again, chunk plays on first down.
That's right.
For Ian Shoemaker's offense.
The Wildcats putting themselves in very good, manageable second and third down situations.
Two receivers to the right, Rauda and Peterson, pistol formation again with Cummings. And two tight ends in for the Wildcats. They're making no bones about the fact they want to run the ball here. Read option, hand up to Cummings at the middle, cuts to his right to the 16, and lunged ahead to about the 15. First down yardage is a little bit of a scuffle breaking out between Keziah Ferebi and James Moore, but the officials separate the two of them. Meanwhile, first and 10 at the 15 is back in the red zone, is Central Washington with 15 seconds to go. They do not have to run a play here, although Hennessy does have the offense lined up. Pistol with three receivers. Quick play action pass caught by Self, wrapped up by Ferebi, who just manages to get him down at the 6-yard line. So a 6-yard gain on first down on the play action as the third quarter runs out. One more quarter of football to play in the opening contest of the 2017 season for the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas. They trail the Central Washington Wildcats 20-10. You're listening to the Javelina Sports Network. We'll be right back.
2017 Javelina football season. All right, fans, on your feet for the fourth quarter. The Javelina marching band is going to play for the team.
Fourth quarter getting underway here at Javelina Stadium. The score 20-10 in favor of the Central Washington Wildcats. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening. Ian Bernal alongside myself, Mark and Sarah. Second down and 4 of the 10-yard line for Central Washington, trying to put this game away. Pistol formation, three receivers stacked to the right. Jojo Hillel, the quarterback, hands it off to Cummings up the middle, inside the 5, brought down at the 3. That's another first down, as Braden Robinson and Trevor Moses on the tackle. First and goal.
Carry number 34, Christian Cummings.
And no huddle being run once again. Hillel with three receivers to the left. Gaska, Peterson, and Rauda. Pistol formation with Christian Cummings.
New quarterback in the game for the Wildcats.
Hillel calling signals. Read option. Keeps it himself up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats.
Touchdown Wildcats.
Another touchdown right there on the zone read. They ran it the same play right before, picked up, 3 or 4 yards. They, possibly knew it was coming, and once again, they ran it right up the middle for another touchdown.
And this is an adjustment that the Javelinas are going to have to make. Even if they don't make it tonight, they're going to have to make it as the season goes on, because all it takes, because every other team is going to watch this film and say, hey, they couldn't defend the read option. Let's see if we can run. Now, obviously, not every team has the mobile quarterback, but other teams will devise ways to put a strategy like that into action that can give the defense a hard time. Gavin Todd with the extra point attempt. He did miss his last one. Snap down, spot, kick is good, just inside the left upright.
Wildcat 27.
So Todd hits his third PAT of the game with 14:30 to go. The Wildcats lead 27-10. And the Javelinas left, Ian, with no margin for error now, down by 17 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, down by 17 now. You have 14:30 left to go in the game. All this is going to do is going to give give Connor a chance to come out, throw the ball around, sling it, get some confidence. And if it's one thing they can take out of this game, obviously, like you just mentioned, the zone read, the defense is really going to have to go to work on that, because there will be teams down the road that will utilize this. But again, good thing it's early. They're going to take, they're going to learn, and they're going to adjust.
And this has been such a measured passing attack that the Javelinas have used today. A lot of short passes, but in this kind of a situation, you're going to be forced to kind of take the gloves off with Connor Smith, to kind of take the restraints off and let him throw, because you don't have a chance of getting back in this game unless you throw the ball down the field.
Exactly right. And you're in a great position. Obviously, you're down 17. You're in the fourth quarter, and anytime you're down this late in the game, the only thing you can do is throw down the field. Get your quarterback some momentum, get your quarterback some confidence for the upcoming, game. If it's not for, Nick on that 56-yard, TD run, there's not a lot of yards running the ball.
No, if you take out those first two drives, the Javelinas have only 139 yards total offense since that touchdown run by Pellerin. And the Wildcats have run 61 plays for 354 yards, 248 yards for Kingsville, as Gavin Todd to kick it deep to either Thomas or Jeff Carr, standing at the 5. And a short kind of pooch boot to the right side will bounce past Pellerin towards the end zone. He lets it roll into the end zone. Now he's trying to get out of the end zone, and he's tackled at the 2.
Wow.
I think he could have just stayed in the end zone and it would have been a touchback. I understand he kind of panicked because there was a guy on him, and you don't want to let them fall on the ball in the end zone for a touchdown, but I thought Pellerin could have just taken that into the end zone and it would have been fine. But as it is, life just got a whole lot tougher for Kingsville. And a little bit of Murphy's Law in effect. Anything that can go wrong will. 1st and 10 at your own 2-yard line. Down by 17 in the fourth quarter.
And right there, on the return, obviously you're taught as a returner, if it goes over you, you let the man behind you. Right there, he should have ran up to the ball and taken off.
Yeah, letting it bounce just creates more problems in that situation. Smith with 2 tight ends. Fake handoff on a jet sweep. Up the middle goes Pellerin, met immediately by the All-American Kevin Haynes and stopped for no gain.
Once again, it goes back to that running game right there. He hits the hole, and he's immediately met by 2 Wildcat defenders.
And Central Washington is sending a message: you're not running the ball on us. You have to try and throw it. And 2nd down and 10 coming up. Smith shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Abosi, Milburn, and Plum. The man to the left is Jordan Thomas. Only 1 safety up high for Central Washington here. Oh, they moved Huerta to the side of Thomas. Quick pass to Thomas, left side, caught but hit immediately at about the 7-yard line and driven out of bounds is Thomas.
As
the hit came
5.
Quickly from Tyler Hasty.
Written out of bounds by number 5, Jackson Huerta.
A gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and short. No, sorry, not the 9-yard line. They're going to mark that. So that's going to make it 3rd down and 2 with 13:15 to go. Quarterback in the shotgun, 2 tight ends to the right. Thomas and Redden, who has not caught a pass tonight. Smith, quick pass left for Pellerin. Behind him, and he bobbles it and drops it. And Pellerin got hit hard and is down at the 13-yard line.
Well, incomplete, brings up 4th down.
He took a huge hit right there. Obviously, the ball was thrown a little bit behind him, and anytime you do that as a quarterback, you basically put your receivers up, up in no man's land.
Of course, because they can't protect themselves. They're focused on the ball. A guy can come in and hit him with a shoulder, and they're totally unaware because they're focused on trying to make the catch. And I think that Pellerin would probably tell you that's a ball he should have caught. But that was not a good throw by Smith, throwing the ball behind him. That would have been an easy 1st down if they'd been able to complete it. But as it is, they're going to give the Wildcats great field position as Godinez will stand in his own end zone to try and punt this ball away. And it looks like Justin Peterson is standing at the Javelina 48, waiting to receive the boot. Snap to Godinez. high. Punt coming down to Peterson, coming down inside the 40. Peterson runs up, grabs it at the 43, races ahead past the 35 to the 33-yard line before Shane Smith knocks him out of bounds.
Justin Peterson knocked out of bounds by number 43.
CWU with a short field to say the least here. Meanwhile, just a quick update on Landon Jones. The punt returner who took that huge hit. He is still sitting on the bench being checked on by the trainers.
Yeah, you know, that's an unfortunate situation.
It does not appear that he is going to return to this game. 12:51 to go in the fourth quarter. The score, the Central Washington Wildcats 27, the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas 10. You're listening to Kingsville football on the Javelina Sports Network and Wild 105.5 FM. We'll be right back after this break. Wildcats offense back in business at their opponent's 32-yard line. Pistol formation for Riley Hennessy, who's enjoying a good night in his first start, his first game at the helm of this offense. Hennessy, read option, a handoff to Cummings up the middle, gets past the 30 and is brought down at about the 27-yard line. After
34,
a gain of Cummings on about
the carry.
4.
He's up about 3 yards.
Second down, tackle made by Jacob Clarkson.
Great job right there on that zone read. Everybody staying home, just keying in and you know, getting in.
On the tackle for the Hogs, number 15, Jacob Clarkson.
The running back to break.
Shotgun with 2 tight ends for Washington. 12-18 and counting to go in the fourth quarter. They're up by 17. Roll into the left, under pressure. Deep ball to the left side. Picked off at the 10-yard line. Back to the 15. Is Keziah Ferebi, and he's brought down there by Nate Rauda.
Great pick right there. You know, he basically broke in front of that ball before the receiver could and snatched it out of the air. You know, you still have 12 minutes left to go in the game. You know, it's like we talked about earlier, it's a great time for Connor to step up, and let's play the ball a little bit.
Yeah, really poor throw there by Hennessy. There were 3 or 4 Javelina players there as he was trying to hit Justin Peterson, and it was just a matter of which one was going to intercept that pass. And also a really odd play call. Up by 17, you're basically in scoring range, you're darn close to it. To throw a deep ball like that when you've been running the ball so well, it seems like a very weird change in strategy for Ian Shoemaker. Smith in the pistol, 3 receivers. Play action fake, deep ball on the right side for Stanley Redden. Pull up the 40 to the 45, dragging a defender to the 44-yard line of Central Washington. And there's the big play that the Javelinas needed.
And you know, there you go. We talked about it earlier during the halftime show. You know, they have a great tight end, haven't utilized him. You know, runs the seam right down the middle. Connor puts the ball in a beautiful spot, and he was able to grab it.
Put it right on Redden's fingertips for a big play. Smith back to throw again. Quick pass to the right side for Abozi. Now hit immediately at the 31-yard line and then knocked out of bounds right there. A gain of 11 and another first down.
And there you go. You're starting to see Connor get a little bit of confidence. He's, you know, the offense is getting into a flow. They just got to keep up the rhythm. No penalties right here.
No hurry here for the Javelinas, who are moving for the first time in a while. Pistol formation for receiver. Smith with blitzer coming. Quick pass to the right, out of the reach of Stanley Redden as Smith takes a hit after the play. And it will be second down and 10. Ball at the 32-yard line, a 17-point deficit for the Javelinas. They trail 27-10 with 11:38 to play in the fourth quarter. But driving for the first time in the second half. They are at the Central Washington 31-yard line. And this is 4-down territory in all likelihood for the Javelinas, unless they say have like a 4th and 4, 25. With a good kicker like De La Garza, you're going to need a field goal to try and tie this game. Maybe they try and kick it. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try all 4 downs here. Smith in the shotgun with 3 receivers, tight end Red on the left side. Smith rolling up to the right, under pressure. Evades one man, gets hit from behind and dropped the 37-yard line. Sacked by James Fakema.
Yeah, right there, that's just a cover sack. He made one man miss, and obviously the pursuit from the backside was took him down.
Brings up 3rd down.
He got forced inside, avoided the first man, but Fakema, good backside pursuit. Brought him down 3rd down and 15. Smith breaks the huddle. With 2 tailbacks. Back to throw. Quick pass to the right to nobody. And flags fly as he gets drilled by Sean Ellis. 3 flags came in. And we're getting one official signaling pass interference against Central Washington. And boy, what an enormous break that would be. I don't know how it could be pass interference. That ball was in the air for maybe a second or two, and the pass was basically to no one.
Play. Holding offense number 55. Pass interference. Defense. The fouls all set. Replay. 3rd down.
And they get Omar Wilkins for the hold. The pass interference at least gives the Javelinas another down because their penalty's offset. But a huge missed opportunity there. You have no hold on that play, then you get an automatic 1st down on the pass interference. Another instance where the penalties come back to bite the Kingsville offense. 3rd down and 15 at the 37-yard line. 2 running backs, Whiteley and Pellerin, 2 receivers, tight end Redden on the left side. Smith standing in the pocket. Here comes a blitz. Deep ball on the right side for Jordan Thomas, and a flag will fly. A pass interference penalty is going to be called on Darian Williams. He just decided to stretch out his arms and give a big old bear hug to Jordan Thomas down the right side.
That's right, Mark. You know, right there, he never let the receiver make a play on the ball. He never looked back at the ball. Easy call, you know, and it's one of those. Right now, looks like it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Javelinas.
It absolutely is. Smith in this game is 19 of 29. So he's completing a high percentage of his passes, but only 192 passing yards for his offense. But an enormous penalty there, as for once the Javelinas get a flag to go their way. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. 10:44 to go. Kingsville down by 17. Pistol formation, 3 receivers left. Quarterback standing in the pocket, over the middle for Redden, who is tackled immediately after a gain of about 4. Tackled quickly by Darian Williams. 2nd down and 6.
Once again, utilizing the tight end right there. You know, great big body. You know, they need to find a way to get him the ball more often in the middle of that defense.
And the underrated part about this drive is the defense for the Kingsville finally gets a chance to catch their breath and to go grab some Gatorade and refuel a little bit and get ready for the next possession.
That's right.
That will, whether or not the defense can stop this offense will be a big part in whether or not the Javelinas can complete any sort of comeback. Smith back to throw. Deep ball, right side, has an open man. No there.
Right there, great move, and just Connor just slightly overthrew over the outstretched arms.
And that's the kind of pass play the quarterbacks see in their sleep.
That's that touch pass.
Absolutely right. 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Easy for me to say, right? 2 men to the left. Shotgun formation, timeout for Central Washington. So 10:03 to go. The Javelinas on the Wildcats 18 with a 3rd and 6 coming up. We have a timeout on the field. You're listening to the Javelina Sports Network. We'll be right back. You're listening to Texas A&M Kingsville football.
Nightmare stick only, number 12. Up to 12 months to pay. No credit check. Up to 12 months to pay. No credit check. That's what I'm talking about. Take that to the bank. Shampoozy. Damn.
jacuzzi.com.
Both teams back out on the field. A 17-point deficit for Kingsville. They're trying to slice into that as they have the ball 3rd and 6 at the Central Washington 18. Smith in the pocket, rolling to his right, now to his left, and is immediately leveled by Billy Greer. Down at the 33-yard line. I don't know why he turned back to his left. Look, he was rolling right into an open field. He turned to his left, right into the arms of the defensive end.
Yeah, he had nothing but green if he would have stayed rolling out to his right side, and for some reason he rolled back to his left, and he was met immediately.
And now De La Garza out to try a 49-yard field goal. Boy, that was the oddest thing ever. He was rolling right, looked like he had time, and just made a wrong turn.
A 49-yard field goal.
And now it's 4th and 21.
By the Phil Neeson Automotive Group.
Snap, spot down, kick towards the uprights. It is drifting wide to the right.
9:13 remaining in the ball game. Bobcats 27.
So the Javelinas put together their best drive since the first half, and a sack followed by a missed field goal resulted in it all going for naught. That was a 15-yard loss on that sack. They went from 3rd and 6 to 4th and 21 and put De La Garza in a really tough spot. A lot of kickers at the Division I level would have been hard pressed to make that field goal.
Yeah, that's a really tough field goal to make, and right there he just pulled it.
A really tough end to a good drive for Kingsville. Bradley Hennessy back on the shotgun with 3 receivers to an interception on his last pass attempt. Kingsville with 2 down linemen. Hand up to the left side. Purnell through the middle to the 39-yard line before he's tackled. And on the stop was Jacob Clarkson. Under 9 minutes to go here. The Wildcats ahead by 17.
Second down.
And they have scored 27 straight points to gain this lead they currently hold. It was 10-0 Javelinas at the end of the first half, and if you're just tuning back in, boy, have you missed a lot. Hennessy, pistol again. Read out some balls, loose in the backfield. It's on the ground. It's fallen out by Clarkson at the 34-yard line. First and 10, Kingsville.
First down.
Once again, right there, another turnover. It would have been great for the Javelinas to convert that first interception. Now let's see what we can do right now.
And immediately they get another life. As it looked like Hennessy couldn't decide whether he wanted to keep that or let Purnell take the handoff. And he ended up doing neither. The ball ends up on the carpet. And it's back in the hands of
the Javelinas will leave the country.
This is going to be a great time right now for the Javelinas to come in and let's go with some kind of hurry-up offense. Obviously, there's only 8:28 left to go in the ball game. Let Conway get into some kind of groove.
British Columbia.
The three of offense would help them last time move from their own 15
to be able to hear the game on Wild 105.5.
To a 22, excuse me. Smith to throw. Under pressure, here comes a blitz. Makes a couple men miss. Brought down at the 36-yard line. That'll be a yard loss.
Connor Smith.
The sack goes to Nick Amua.
Takes up a
I tell you what, Mark, we talked all pregame long about this defense right here, and the 27-10 lead. They're relentless. They're not backing down. They're still applying pressure.
Yeah, they've lived up to their billing, and in putting the clamps on this offense. Pistol formation again with 2 receivers. The deep man is Keith Whiteley. Snap, standing in the pocket is Smith. Pass to the right side, well behind Ty Chisholm.
Pass intended
Pass
for
ended
number
up at the
17.
25-yard line. Chisholm was at about the 20 when the ball hit the ground.
Third.
Miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver. 3rd down and 11. Ball at the 36-yard line, but not expect the Javelinas to try another field goal here. 7:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Central Washington 27, Kingsville 10. Pistol formation with 4 receivers. Thomas, the wide man to the left, Chisholm, the wide man to the right. Smith, quick pass to the left for Thomas. Caught 27-yard line, down at the 25. And they're going to be just shy. I think they're actually going to spot him at the 26. Needed to get to the 25 for the first down. The Javelina offense remaining on the field. They're 0 for 2 on 4th downs today, and neither one has been pretty. I think they've lost about a combined 15 yards on their 2 4th down attempts.
You're exactly right.
But one good play here could basically erase those bad memories. Shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 to the right. Smith, low snap, hand off to Whiteley, up the middle, just trying to get to the 25. I think he's past the marker. I think this will be a first down, and indeed it is, as Whiteley just got across that imaginary yellow line to keep this drive going. 7 minutes to go. Javelina's down by 17, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time since the first quarter.
Now for a Javelina first down.
When Pellerin broke away for a 56-yard touchdown run, they have not seen the end zone since then. 4 receivers again for Smith. 4 down linemen for Central Washington with 5 defensive backs. Smith to throw. In the middle field for Plum. Tunnel screen to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. They got the 15, and that's another Javelina first down.
Great play call right there. You know, it's one of those situations where you still have to give credit to the Wildcat defense. You know, it's one of those that can easily break the Wildcat defense there to contain and, you know, eliminate it.
They've had some success with those screens. Get the defensive lineman to come upfield and throwing it behind them. Smith the snap, quick pass right for Plum at the 11, turns upfield to the 8-yard line, dragged out of bounds by Jackson Huerta.
Stops the clock.
That's a 7-yard gain. We'll stop the clock momentarily. They will wind it, I believe, once again, once the ball is put back in play. And sure enough, there it goes. Ticking again under 6:20. A 27-10 lead for Central Washington. The Javelina is just looking for 1 touchdown here, and they'll see what they can do from there. Smith shotgun again. Looking to his right. Pressure coming. It's leveled and sacked. A blindside blitz by Bo Banner. Brought him down at the 15-yard line. And that's a 7-yard loss. So those yards they gained in the completion of Plum, that takes all of them away. 3rd down and 10.
You know, right there, Bo just basically came in untouched.
Yeah, Banner came in on a blitz completely unaccounted for. And for Smith, for a quarterback, a lot of times coaches say quarterbacks have to feel that pressure. Now, I don't know how difficult that is. I've never played quarterback, but Smith clearly without any idea that pressure was coming and got drilled by Banner in the backfield. The Wildcats have done a good job getting pressure on the quarterback here in the second half.
That's right. You know, right there, that is a very good, what is it called? You know, that's literally the blind side right there. Yeah. You know, he basically came from the blind side.
A really good play call, a well-designed defensive play call to get that rusher coming free off the edge. 3rd and 10. 3 receivers left with 1 man to the right. The 1 man to the right is Jordan Thomas in single coverage. 1 safety high. 3 down linemen for Central Washington. Smith takes the snap. Blitz coming again. Deep ball, left side for Plum. Ball is picked up by Huerta at the 10-yard line, up the right side over the 20. He could go all the way to the 30. He to the 50, to the 40, turn and run him down. Is Pellerin to the 30, at the 20. It's a Central Washington 1st and goal to 2.
Third down from behind, number 2, Nick Pellerin at the 2-yard line.
Huerta just jumped that route. It looked like there was some contact between Huerta and Plum before the ball got there, but obviously no call by the officials as Huerta is down in the end zone.
You know, once again, going back to the officiating, obviously they've done a pretty decent job, but you know, in retrospect to that call right there, there was obviously some contact that should have been thrown and allowed Huerta to jump in front of that ball.
Yeah, I thought there definitely could have been a flag on that play. Huerta looked like he was holding up Plum from running his route and then just jumped in front of it when the ball came. But the officials obviously have a better vantage point than we do. They didn't throw a flag. So it's possible they had a better view of it and a different vantage point that allowed them to come to the decision of not throwing a flag. Huerta is still down in the end zone. He really has been one of the top contributors for this defense. For Scott Powers' defense, he's got a game-high 11 tackles to go now with an interception, and what darn near turned into about a 98-yard interception return for a touchdown. And that is, well, even though there's still about 5.5 minutes to go in this game, I mean, that's a really tough way for this night to end for the Javelinas.
Yes, you know, it really is right there. You know, it's just one of those situations, you know, that, you know, although on that play right there, that was great effort, you know, to run him down and just tackle him short of the end zone. But, you know, the Javelinas, it's been a struggle for them offensively. You know, defensively, a couple of bad breaks, a couple of penalties, and a trick play is really all that's been different in this ball game.
You mentioned that, the running him down to 2, and as a coaching staff, that is something you have to be happy to see, because a lot of players would just kind of give up. Oh, he just the pass. The game's basically over. He scores a touchdown. What difference does it make? If you run down to 2, oh, they'll score. You know, they'll probably score. But to see a player put in the effort to run him down in that situation just shows you that this team hasn't quit. At least they're still playing hard. As tough of a night as it's been, and as difficult as it's been for the Javelina offense, the players are still playing hard, even in this late game situation.
Yes, you're right.
Hennessy with 2 running backs in the backfield and three tight ends now under center in an I formation. The tight end self in motion from right to left. Hand off to Cummings off the left side. Now cuts up the middle and is brought down into a gain of maybe a yard. Second down and goal. Under 5.5 minutes to go. We're coming to you live from Javelina Stadium.
On a tackle for the Huggies, number 7,
the
Brayton
home
Robinson.
of the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas on the campus of Texas A&M at Kingsville. The first game in there by that Wildcat offensive line.
Third down and goal.
Third and goal at the 3-yard line. So our next broadcast from this booth will be on Saturday, September 23rd, when the Javelinas host a team that is seemingly always the top of this conference. That's Texas A&M Commerce. And what we hope will be a really interesting contest. Hillel, the quarterback, in now in the pistol formation, 3 receivers left. 2 down linemen for the Javelinas. Read option, handoff, right up the middle goes Purnell for a touchdown.
Up the middle,
right up the middle of that Javelina defense right
touchdown,
there.
They just blew open a big hole, and Purnell, untouched, took it in for the score. And with the extra point coming up, that is now 33 consecutive points for the Wildcats.
To attempt the extra point.
As Todd will try the PAT. Hillel is the holder. Awaiting the snap from center. Good snap. Ball is down.
Kick is up.
And it sails
good.
through.
4:05 remaining in the ball game. Wildcats 34.
34th point is
10.
tacked on. For the Wildcats, they lead this one now by a score of 34-10.
Lane plans. Let's take a look at the vision for tonight's Javelina player of the game.
Basically
sponsored by My Home Team Media.
34 unanswered points by the Wildcats.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It has.
Tonight's player.
This game looks
linebacker,
totally
10,
different than what you would have expected after that first quarter.
8 tackles, 3 for loss. Congratulations to Caleb for being
really
the player of the game.
Had everything going on offense,
5.5.
and you kind of expected the success to continue. But you got to give a lot of credit to this defense for Central Washington, led by the All-American Kevin Haynes. They really have made it tough on Connor Smith and Darren Wilkinson, the head coach for this squad, to do anything on offense. They've only been able to string together a couple of drives since the end of that first quarter. Is Todd ready to boot it deep? Whiteley and Jeff Carr are the 2 return men.
Back to receive the kick for the Hogs, number 1, Jeff Carr.
4:05 to go.
Number 25, Keith Quickly.
In the fourth quarter. And Todd boots a squib kick that is taken by Whiteley at the 15 to the 20, cuts to his left to the 25, through a hole to the 30, and dropped at the 32-yard line.
16.
By a quartet.
Brought down by number 22.
Central Washington Wildcats, led by Jordan Tufaga, the number 3 running back.
The Wildcats definitely not letting up. You know, they're still playing to the, to the game is over.
Oh, absolutely. They look like a fired-up football team right now.
You know, they don't look gassed at all. The defensive unit comes back on the field. You know, they look like they're ready and in shape for this game.
They will head home to host Central Washington next Saturday. That's at 3 p.m. And then they will take a couple of road trips, first to Azusa Pacific, then to Dixie State. New quarterback in, that's K. Dow. Quick pass left for Chisholm, caught for 34 and goes down right there.
New quarterback into the game.
A gain of 3, second down and 7. So Dial making an appearance as Smith heads to the bench. And you wonder if this is just a late game situation where they're taking up the starting quarterback. As Dial back to throw again. Under pressure, gets wrapped up and sacked in the backfield. Billy Greer charged through. That's his second sack of the game. Brought down Dial to 26 for a 9-yard loss.
You know, basically this Wildcat front four is basically had their way with the offensive line of the Javelinas for the most part, the majority of the night.
Pistol formation, Dial to throw again. Moving to his left, gets out of a tackle to the 30, trying to run for the sideline, shoved out of bounds at about the 32 by Jackson Huerta.
Pushed out of bounds by number 1.
And I feel like we've said his name at the end of every play tonight. Huerta has been all over the field.
He sure has.
Mentioned he was first team all-conference last year, and you can see why. He's got an interception. That is his 12th tackle tonight, which is a game high. And with it 4th and 9, another punt situation for the Javelinas with 3 minutes to play. Godinez to punt. To receive is Justin Peterson. And we get a whistle as a flag flies deep next to by the punt return. There was a delay of game on the Javelinas. And a tough start to a season that everyone here in Kingsville had high expectations for. We mentioned in the pregame this team won its last 7 games, finished 9-3, and lost those 3 games by a combined total of less than 10 points. So very easily could have been in the Division II NCAA championship playoff as Godinez takes a snap and punt and hits a high punt. Fair catch called for by Peterson. He makes it at the 30-yard line. That's where the offense will begin. 1st and 10. But so many things for this team to work on during the next week leading up to that Simon Fraser game.
That's right. You know, and what you really want to see to get going for the Javelinas is going to be their run game. Obviously, you know, it goes back to first year quarterback with the Javelinas. You know, you really want to take pressure. You don't want him really slinging the ball, you know, a big majority of the game for that reason. You know, he has a lot of bright spots. He has a lot of upside to him. So it's going to be good to see Connor progress.
I mean, you've seen Smith make some nice throws today, but they've been few and far between. And also, the offense had relied, especially in the first half, on a lot of short passes. So it's possible you see a change in game plan going forward. But the coaches obviously know his strengths better than we do and want to play to those. As a run up the middle for
22.
Tufaga. He's brought down after a gain of 3. But this defense is going to have something to work on. We're talking about the read option. And that is going to be a point of emphasis, I guarantee you, for David Brown over the course of the next week.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those where, you know, they're going to have to rely heavily on this defense, especially with, you know, some of their starters coming back that are athletes in the skilled positions. And you know, they're just going to have to get better, especially with this type of offense.
And this is a veteran linebacking core with Trevor Moses, Peyton Tilley, Braden Robinson, DeMarcus Spurlock. You've got 4 seniors, so these guys know the system. They know how to play. Pistol formation, handoff from Hennessy to Tufaga up the middle past the 35, fighting to the 43-yard line before he is brought down by Trevor Moses. And another first down that will allow just kneel on the ball 3 times and run out the clock. But the good thing about football is the next game isn't tomorrow. It's a week away. There's plenty of time to watch film, go over what needs to be corrected, learn from the mistakes, and improve on those, improve in those areas.
Yep. So you know, definitely have to improve on those. And one of the key things in this game early on was the penalties. They really have to find a way to eliminate the penalties and not shoot themselves in the foot so much.
Absolutely. There were definitely a lot of penalties. both on offense and defense, that hurt this team. Tafaga handoff up the middle is dropped at the 44-yard line, and a flag flies in the second. I think that's going to be a personal foul on the Javelinas for either face mask or unsportsmanlike conduct. I think the call is going to be on Tremichael Tutt, but we'll get the number from the officials. That flag came late and in the secondary, and right next to a Central Washington player who had lost his helmet.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 34, 15-yard penalty.
34, that is Tremichael Tutt. We were just talking about penalties. We've seen another personal foul. We've seen a personal foul, late hit. We've seen unsportsmanlike conduct. There are a lot of penalties that simply amount to a lack of discipline. But one thing about Coach Wilkinson, he will absolutely be stressing that as the week goes on. These points do not go unemphasized over the course of the lead up to each game. Again, the Javelinas will be at Simon Fraser next week. We'll have the Simon Fraser stream up for you. Unfortunately, we will not be making that trip, but we will be making the trip to Midwestern State 2 weeks from today. And that game starts at 7 p.m. We'll be on the air at 6:45. And Ian and myself will be there to bring all the action to you once again.
It's going to be a good little road trip.
I think so. Well, they got a couple road games. First they go to Canada, and then a comparatively short road trip to Midwestern State as the final seconds tick off the clock here at Javelina Stadium. Certainly not the beginning of the season that the people who came out tonight had in mind.
Javelina, and
but
we will
it is
see you
just
in 2
one
weeks
game. It's
right
a
back
cliche,
here
but it's
at
also
Javelina
true.
Stadium. Good night.
A lot of
Have a
time
safe
left
trip
on the
home.
schedule for this team to fix its problems and still have a really productive and exciting season here. We're going to take a break here at Javelina Stadium as the final score in tonight's contest. The Central Washington Wildcats 34, the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas 10. We'll be right back to wrap everything up, set the table for next time here on the Javelina Sports Network. Don't go away.